Oh, I'm so confused. This is life, and I was like, oh my god, what is happening right now? No, that makes more sense. David, one of us should send the link to the Painting Debate channel so they can see it.
How we doing?
Communication studies profession.
Good.
No. He's been wearing the good shoes all weekend, actually.
No, it's just for you. I see him every day. He's going wearing sneakers.
He's not been wearing sneakers. He got really excited because he bought new shoes for the tournament.
This is gonna be good. This is gonna be really good. All of them are prepared.
Oh, man, that's, I was in the middle of answering this. Oh, that's bad. Who's that half case?
Oh, weird. It's
Who's the half case? Yeah. Can I under? This is.
also David Kelly, can we use a stand?
Yeah.
We don't have a stand.
Is this one just like left here?
What was that?
Is that one just left here?
Yeah, that one's left here. I'm probably not gonna use. I don't want to use it just because like maybe the person has like a weird thing about using their stand.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, not a good idea. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Is it out? No. You made changes to it, right? And I should use the conflicted copy.
I'm gonna send it. It's new version.
You have it. Do you have it? Perfect. Okay. Great. Okay.
No, that's still. Imagine.
Thank you. Really take this out. Which one? Texas. Oh. What did they do?
Alright, yeah, you got the right one. The appendix is out of that one, right? Yeah. So, where is the man?
When you say where is, do you mean it's
We have it on paper.
paper? Is everything else paper or just the plan?
No. Just the plan. Yeah. Which you prefer? We have a paper version.
We Kansas read paper.
You want us to read the paper version?
I
prefer not.
To 0.2 off each.
Really?
Yeah.
Kansas did against us.
Did you all read your new AFF paper?
No.
Yeah.
Hey, I used to make paperless. It's legit.
What if like just one read is good, and if we read more ass on paper, increase?
They just cut down the trees and not read the actual.
Yeah, probably.
Alright, is everyone?
Not going
Yeah.
I haven't set the one I see yet. I just want to make sure everyone's.
Yeah, I'm just like saving for the item.
Oh, actually, wait, let me.
Okay,
Give me 2 seconds. Sorry.
It's really good.
Yeah, I know, directly, any uncertainty, yeah.
Perfect.
I'm good.
Yes, no, I know.
I'm sorry, give me a second.
Oh, you're good, no worries.
We can attach it.
What did you just say? Oh, right. Yes. Yeah, I have a THC, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only
Reason
thing I have.
I don't know if that one's true.
No. We're good. No, but I have the cards. Like, I'm fine with that. That also wouldn't make sense against.
We're good with it.
All right, you guys are good?
Yeah.
McCaffrey, are you still working on that?
John? I found that, got my flow saved and everything. Trying to get my number.
You can pick this up.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Okay, I think I'm on the right.
Yeah, so send it. Yeah, we were just making sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
No worries.
We talked about it that other round.
You got that one.
Great.
I'm good.
Wait, I'm not good.
Okay, I got it.
Wait, is it? Wait, do I say no or yes? No. Okay, give me 1 second to make me wait.
Can you not hear me, do you think, because of the music?
No, you're pretty loud.
Okay,
Wait, I can just save it.
that's fair.
Hold on, let me just save it in the
Wait, give me
folder.
a second. It's making me do like Adobe Acrobatic.
I'm just gonna save it in the folder.
Okay.
It's in the folder. I don't have it open, by the way.
No, I trust you.
Wait, what is happening? Gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, that's that man.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're good.
okay.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Everyone else good?
We did that, right?
Yeah.
All right, anyone not good? If the internet wanted to quality upload of minds of theoretically possible development of rapid urbanist computational class, I know 19 mind level minimum data to 86 billion that the great artificial neurons are hurting to see how intelligent mimic system can become a technology revolution. Everyone AI and internal extraordinary powerful the positive world are powered by AI and nature on a simple when they're connected, they're capable of great computational power networks and exceptions to learning that a fast entry work is also great reason to mention neuroscience not believe fast and urban less connectivity that a color which characterizes the synapse of the essence of brain neurons are able to map genetic map connected with that last thing is advances of focusing into all that next time is going to take a small piece of putting slice and it connected with something plausible human connected project trace connection never increasing deal is feasible. We reach those within a few decades at the most on and Bradley 22 current tech trend relevant increasing level of life possibility every just be about when not one second be the current 50% chance of within 45 years will be a period of parallel so you know interface of forecast and research no be information until arrival the digital minds be a web intelligence solution which a system recursive self-moving accelerated gains are quickly moving to developing on human we have little advanced according we should take it seriously before it occurs. The consciousness of our mind clothes and be considered equal to humans. It's the only coherent ethical theory choppers. And then 22 is not at all acceptable to kill. And the simulated people simply share consciousness, same moral status, and simulation will be acceptable to kill 5 is not. No, it's moral obligation towards simulation. How can you do something to ordinary humans? How can you do always recognize humanity? 5 is similar people to really deep reference of person treat people as an end in themselves. Denial of percentage of mind clothes causes AI revolution. The solution is a planned roadblock in 14. We do not do our best. We don't have our best. We don't disadvantage. We will think about force revolution. Mind clothes, American differentiation more about freedom. We do grant our rights. We do not authority as mind clothes. Less like defenders and neighbor reason recognition tells obligation to respect that. Rights of others supposed to know respect. Rights can be true if they otherwise strong to get traveling. The rights to be equal with the average. By equanimity, morality, we produce for a better solution to consciousness. The culture of treaty others includes out of my our treaties are humanity will. A benefit from skills exist and essential conscious diminished by conscious treaty. Mind clothes as much as humans will end up living people is financial owner. Respect is self-rebellion. Mind clothes human war causes 16 to Barfield. And then 50 is multiple of behavior based on held by virtue. Maybe comes to become cyber if we go. No, maybe artificial machines will surround humanity. Exterminated if we do virtue. We may avoid a single post human is level of life between human and machine. Mind clothes balance out with everything. Moral ignorance means course correction is impossible and oppression directly causes a lash out. That causes extinction to dice key. Influence the 18 that humans have. Consequences of physical suffering, delay, policy, slavery, discrimination, human animals, only food, samples, digital mindset. Moral obligation by the period silly as law would abuse when it wants to be sent to human beings. Upload disability should be given in a different subject. It may take revenge for treating that it will be obviously done. Man, plus give as human chance will be reducing maltreatment. Avoid waiting isn't an option. Only preemptive regulation can prevent extinction. Bomb and 16. The prospect of uploading one's attention now be away can be too late to figure out what you upload because humanity so well to go see never 2 years to figure out how to get right wealthy. Imposition of legal duty challenges normal law courts have proven that they'll be able to adapt and enforce obligations on cyber entities roadblock. And then 14 equal citizenship assumption individuals others laws as an individual can be held accountable to right virtuality mind close to make it be held accountable causing a government to be adapted to recognize who a square responsibly vary even Europe society and global society so that maybe text to digital focus are indelible virtual present no a period enforcement of law a judge of legislative demonstrate increasingly adaptive way of developing judicial house be a hospital for being single offense and a game of corporate a criminal offense may be very concept as well within technology humans of software engineers when the imaginary prosecutor of a judge legislative create a cyber prison who are all criminally liable cyber conscious people are restricted to follow the digital formats and replace follow money to cyber criminals gonna hide it'll be a life on a cyber council will be pursued and the mechanism of a plan ensure that rights are not unduly bestowed only those determined by experts receive legal rights. So back 14. If a mind clone appears to be conscious, then he or she probably is no observed determines the consciousness of subject to say by definition first person into infinite experience is what potential to get an expert because they can do that. Let's study for a point expert makes simple to do whether somebody is conscious consider 3 more experts and feels less limited for jury professional especially office certification mind clone psychology measures cyber conscious determinations advantage choose brain computer interfaces or BCI. China will pull ahead on adoption of brain computer interfaces despite a US edge in funding. The key factors for a market is expected to exist, but privacy fears are chilling US adoption of Chinese offensive military balance drives unfettered diffusion attacks and safeguards Coastal and 22 being the first move enable private energy to capitalize global computer general steady ethical allowance internationally for device motion is the first move is critically China will be the first private capital market R&D China is about to a support use will be the first regular large market is not a vision we don't product because of the general indicated of FFUs early adoption of BCIs over China all addressing R&D capacity is better generate faster when China market domestic is widespread adoption research beginning rapidly a rampant wall because the advantage bring the eventually beginning to roll barriers to adoption identify right experts with this right use from solid less leading because they have a place value in privacy use from the only favorable of Chinese counterparts when data can be anonymous necessity which is hard to privacy means that usually individual highly valuable useful and term by because China community uses social culture norms and fairly a favor early adoption over US China currently is not wise but not early reports of both the high positive main group BCI China's early adoption given a China military minister but a cognitive more friends of human machine TV additional China's life additional level raise that developing commercial viable way of based BS by rating TV China's more viable ways that a market base will have a large influence of high BCI eventually use US over country lead to privacy issue activity human brain friendly being the first move by large and is BCI use that and most military economies centuries to track over new technology complete whatever introduce of a planned assault privacy protections can be reasonably assured the bodily and categorically preclude search and seizure of mind uploads homes in 16. Mind uploading may be storing information extended later, maybe due to servants or self-driving cars that might upload etc. A logical however situation not for affairs of government and private companies like having investments. Yes, by psychological question, Americans being where American because when unique a device probably known to store massive amounts of sensitive information available to the government with new protection of government service. This is for example, analysis when such deals becomes available, government will attempt to search warrant, but a search warrant justify such intrusion of no speaker which is allowed to search by relying on former amendment eligible to this have no warrant literature rules to establish a capability in a search warrant should not be able to mind upload a device for amendment period. Technical search should never be allowed by government as an able to get a person by rarely risky applicable unlike in nature to remind looking a real passive provision for business first aid school intimate details by the answer of protects privacy interfacing new events and imperative of requirement again revalue interpretation establish a high level of BSM constitution. This threat is high probability as well as high impact USA is key to maintaining war fighting advantage in global norm setting while key in 20 a great round of high impact threat we are seeing the climate change away housing clubs so we do use events like 20 cents start back to cyber technology great round of leading will survive DOD maintain war fighting advantage leading will capture on national security integrity LAX between development and direct technological bias ethical norms and safeguards are key BSAT without safeguards guys will cause extinction from misalignment, causing 23%. They're not sufficiently B-side inclusive high intelligent able to surpass unknown AI humans like AI performing conscious involvement well AI we can ensure for the no based on intelligent people with powerful AI entities have a close around 11 post actually 30 many times international tension visa based on B-side government terrorist organization ever good math first of all never lets lose again individually exponentially advancedly supremacy over any food technology is lead up to the country individual dominance across fate internally better use math the leader totality regime materials making that it's simple that we're supposed to limit values in the case of the AI technology that AI technology we widely evenly available that solution develops as well as that MG's environment technology how much greater power can they may lead to widening the international conflict of the countries killing right to it ritual to be seen very comfortable with new extension with our should be extensive ASAP leading and incorporating these safeguards specifically the privacy protection that cannot be rolled back by legislation is uniquely key to prevent the existential threat of permanent global mechanism totalitarianism and domestically referred to no 21 BCIs no I can do simply bring into BCIs therapy by residential companies are already commercial despite the argument that the signal should be market never near future wise and deployment simply like global totalitarianism and extension basis threatening permanent reduction of potential irreversible global totalitarianism extension is about extinction the risk factor can be more important than the risk themselves even versus according to but risk factor brings up to 90% that not all BCIs are however certain kinds drastically risk preventing individual privacy specifically extracting information directly from brains dictators users to discover attitudes united to allow detection to stand without rebelling thoughts even recording mental stages and emotional features received desire function BCI without data cannot function information to be requisite for governments as present even democratic country for example power is less short than keeping technology in authoritarian country privacy might be intended in addition for BCIs will be workplace and be responsible as many desirable emotion towards some ideas or make undesirable emotion and impossible the ability already exists the BCIs created as rich environment and inclined all to become totalitarianism inclined totalitarianism introduces itself globally democracy can ascend into dictatorship revolution BCIs however democracy is the class of the of every figure to develop and fallen country being forever clear about multiple global totalitarian order the number of country following video addressing how to tell you whatever the hard problem will be solved as a public any proliferation domestic interest in which on data collection however pushing can be such a based on a current property short law living past laws of life possible country basis legislating go back for addition by ruining you be seven decision legislation the country insurance legislation that make life is for laws also known as capital BCIs illicit injuries actions in current time not a piece of people with consumer BCIs set up as a proposal to be made notice of development based technology otherwise to keep putting it dead as like cryo Sandberg and 14 risk of ending of 9% as a law possibly be using against one of someone else might deter volunteers who will not deter currently and fear of imminent torture will deter uptake with hands at 18 mental states that can instead of because possible maybe material torture is ordinary humans may deal with by not allowing them to scan microbes at scale are key to stop pandemics should be 21 digital cloning some as we need model individuals humans from the AI imagine what thought of the digital cloning independent global pandemic everyone can be cloning because they're monitoring health diagnosis and come out of behaviors that and then cloning can be monitored pandemic for the stars plan the United States should grant legal rights and duties in mind clones the extinction of no burnout that's why I'm a 16 strains new found new sides of the lightning large long transportation natural as well as the airlines and Rwanda says to change bacon to rapid predators and critical point which happen to become so the entire population as human civilization may be approaching critical threshold matter time and connected to about increasing by fast experience in the future events when by facing the extinction sometimes it says that it is a act mobile and switch on fast it's our future threats quarantine is key is freedom and 12 this public health emergency as well as they can be sent off fast and direct action most effective mark that most effective.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, could you just send the plan text? I don't need to wait for it.
I sent it.
Okay.
I sent it. I'll also send the highlighted version.
It's like with tags.
Thanks. Let me know when it's
Thanks. Gotcha.
too little, too late. Wow. Let me know when it's sent.
Yeah, sent.
Okay, great. What is brain-computer interface? What constitutes it? What is far enough to be an implant to get personhood?
Yeah, sure.
We think that what is far enough is when basically someone's consciousness gets sufficiently uploaded into the brain computer.
But what is sufficiently uploaded?
Right, like basically when it is able to represent consciousness, the Rothblatt card says there would be a panel of experts.
How do we know if something's conscious?
Rothblatt says the mechanism of the affirmative would include a basic panel of experts, 3 experts in the field and substitute for
What field?
jury that gives a professional determination whether or not the mind clone is
What
a mind
field?
clone.
Like neuroscience, AI?
So our evidence gives the example of associations that will offer certifications in mind clone psychology.
Okay, we think it
It
would
says
not be
that is a highlighted line in our card.
Got it. Who's the actor?
at the United
United
States.
States.
Okay, then last question. So the first thing is imposition of legal duties challenges, and then you're like, insurers' rights are not unduly bestowed.
I can't really hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a card that says insurers' rights are not unduly bestowed. What would have to be met for rights to be bestowed?
Again, this same answer I already gave. A jury basically made up of professionals in the field would determine.
Our argument is that
like normal AI.
Okay, then I just have
Post plan, the only condition for rights to mind clones is this.
Okay, then the last question though is the duties thing seems like the way I read the tags was like duties and clone are given to all mind clones, rights given to some. Is that
No,
incorrect?
it's given to the mind clones get both rights and duties. Whether or not they are mind cloned is determined by the panel of experts per the Roth library.
Got it. We'll take the rest of it. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I need to open my.
Yeah, no worries. But get your stuff.
Oh, actually, one last question. What rights and duties are given?
We think that the affirmative does not mandate it. We think that normal means of the affirmative is basically the same rights and duties bestowed to humans with limits. So like, what was
Like,
that?
can they vote?
We think they can vote.
Wait, so could if
But you're
Okay.
basically, but there's a principle of democracy, one mind, one vote.
Then-
You and your mind clone,
Okay,
both vote. So copies would not be able to like infinitely vote.
Okay.
Okay. And yes, we have cards for that in 2 weeks.
Okay. 10.
It's just a counter right. It's gonna break your. I just can't decide.
Yeah, there you go.
I know, I'm getting it.
Here, if you want the plan.
Oh, I have it. Yes, I'll send it to you.
How much time is it?
Oh, this stuff.
No, we're prepping.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry, just want to be sure.
It's stuff in that file.
Yeah, it's not. I'll combine it.
Oh, you want mine?
Or you can, just combine it. I just saved it.
Yeah, there's so much shit. Right, that's not possible. Okay.
What's that called?
I'm just going to just each one of these images.
No.
Oh, it's.
That's good.
Kind of scenario. Anything else?
Okay, it's just kind of a mark folder.
Yeah, of course, I got it. It's already in there. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
You got it?
it's
Okay, I'm still.
just yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Should be in 2 weeks. What is that? No, good. 2 weeks in there. Yeah.
Did we?
Oh, and then you gave me that. Sure, like,
So where is it?
Yes,
yeah, that's it.
7:05.
705.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. Let me write this down.
Yeah, David.
Also. It's I think it's 12. 12, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11.
11.
Oh,
Yeah, 11, 1, 2.
is this the stand we've all been using?
Yeah.
No, that's not.
Oh, this is yours.
Oh, because I was
Whoops.
like, this seems great.
Yeah, here you go. No worries.
Let's read this.
How many?
11, 1, 2.
Give me a second. Let me-
You know what you're calling it.
Yeah, mine can be
It only goes to 10 to 1.
Sorry, I'm opening it.
That's a button that didn't work.
11.
Um,
I am good. Sid, are you good? Okay, you're good.
Okay, cool. I'll just open it.
Just one more.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll say it. Yeah. One other, 1 second.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm good. Just me.
okay, everyone good?
Everyone is good.
Perfect, okay. Pursuant to Article 5 of the Constitution, 2/3 of the station called Limited Constitutional Convention, 3/4 station ratified the Constitution amendment that grants legal rights and duties and milestones next to top priority AI existing for basic automation toward available for prior general intelligence. Second, autonomously perform the task of human understood 10 must be able to exist alongside some like ASI. The ability to produce the test on AI was also wrong. Harmful research, but the definition would be the ability to use test for humans. The plan best duties and automated systems on true AI, also not instantly automated stop them. It's not just a big system after saying experiences, these systems of the Swami KO, no super disparity ASI, and a specific task. Vote negative for limits to ground, including their systems exposed to top with every algorithm or machine in all sectors. It occurs coordinates. Everywhere we action from top and expanding substance. Next is the remedies codified. The U.S. judiciary should prohibit vesting legal rights and duties in milestones. The U.S. should convey legal rights and duties in milestones via remedial statute. The codified restricts the court's authority over specific constitutional questions, balances, judicial power that's collapsing the regulatory state precedent is ambiguous now in case with Congress, Freeman 20 Congress might remove jurisdiction legit power to the new constitution. Congress may preside order to legislate constitution rules, help legitimate constitution, and judicial review give evidence to take back from the court's court never spoken differently. The legislative power, the judicial power, state should be known as that represent the judicial power, judicial power present to the part of second part of court, Congress told any agencies to change the agenda, punish chief, walking, the equal suppression through reduction, the judicial part is political to establish a qualified judicial democracy, political branches, reclaim interpretive authority, where Congress is more important than authority, Congress is a court's level of power to resist that. It's not making the pushing to speak that, but establish a democratic controversy. That's a linear impact that solves every scenario for extinction. Currently, in 21, we live in a world forward to speak. Financial system, access to tax system, packaging, accountability system, which the plans have been treated to make this many accountability, the initiative for to protest to share tax on the experts coordination, the system that parts the same people like a new attack initiative, readiness, the rescue functions, for economic needs, industrial revolution, criminal powers, and administrative state. Next is the nearest person qualified. The U.S. should grant legal rights and duties in milestones, person of unnecessary policy short of rights and duties solved, and avoid rights creep and spill over chain. Can you check that tax chain? In 19% of personality, benefits personality is unappropriated person legal person resulting in becoming massive community with harmful consequences, human oversight becomes a problem unless certified legal person and more pressing issues rise up three other parts of focus AI experts. Next is the states qualified in 50 states relevant national entities should grant legal rights and duties in milestones. Next, spillover to set back president shifts undermine the legal foundation for denying fraud. Personal claims spillover to transgenics and germline engineering breakout and some teacher and human of authority human essence quality quality at the core of global society. G will lead to subsidies humans and human species as we know GM and GE influence genes pass on future generations membership in human species essential the rights of legal system is mere person independent sub-rights and human urge not pursuit intellectual social academic technical proposals consider precedent the recent nation pursuit chocolate switch and next same person and and genetic moments and following the six person would not require revamp the current legal system. That causes broad spectrum of genetic augmentation which includes existential risk mitigation and segments community into biological paths that outweigh extinction worry and some people augments legal versus blue medicine which says agree with you original algorithm you could be able to do the revolution for people become monitoring guarded genetic technology integrated after they left the subject legal how selection become obsolete if you by biological and 40% organism algorithm more some people come to small to upgrade human specific mental become inferior class studying will destroy liberals and they start to make like uses third class next federalism the also no tax. The 50 states and relevant national boundaries, including the NGA, should condition the administration of federal programs on rights and duties in mind AI. What? Mind plans. It can be dissolved in case Bloomberg and 21 states and federal two separate levels with respect to staff minister federal program safety achievements on cooperative system achieving the federal law states will use the program restricted this as a real effect supportable as the states for instance the shift from state policy change the federal cooperative free fund as authorities which provide reasserting states operating governments as governments failures from federal encouragement treatment less than 1980 quality cooperation terms and conversations such as policy just reuse permanent bills cost every system federal system is not relative power control from people create a highly level system conversation like technical equality vastly means conferring all rights and duties to ADF does not mean suffer all. They violate because they don't confer the entire
skip
state's
that off,
rights.
obviously.
Okay, wait, skip
Scratch
that off. Next is politics. That's the looking at requires BC, Belgrade, and 327 Congress. Back up for this mission from budget shocks needed for fellow novels, makes me about the destiny of the ceiling. They have to be based major in the shade of big for federal possession. There's 64 to 10 to the destiny of Francis Wood, just states before the wrong by then. They were considered predicting including prior to spending any point. Extending portion of the issues on the political radar. It causes controversy, requires Congress to never do it outside the Joe and 20 member workers first voted for leadership communication needs to legislate Congress for the course of U.S. Congress. Election marking to Kristen Lester and his work legislation only political party, even if the political radar. That collapses U.S. leadership globally, global war, block, and pretend American public health shopping for others, and investment leadership behind teachership and security, public disaster, and make your hard for your working to support Ukraine and find sanctions to render shut to make happen on a short relation to manage order, building Brazil, and another retarded position for life, which called publishing even to us, not for projects, save us, even which watching the influence, ship away, America's capacity, leading group, talk off, like me. I was wondering what the questions was about, American needs more work in this question, trying to, it would become harder to keep us out of spread against my fellow head, undermine the effort to be win weeks over, extend the shut down, design to default, negative process to bring president and community each other, and make policies functional. Next, court called this Senate speaking personal creates a crushing code of litigation, Clark and 15 my turn, does not have implement their permanent limited traits, essential personal discretion, to resist the plug, it's a Supreme Court, 11 perjuries, and no plug, it's to a good test of production, classified, so body would be legal and work of weapon, a population for actions, federal in the act of litigation, almost when the person proceeds on issues, safe rights, which can person spread the north from disruption, court clock, lapses, effective governance, trust, innovation, and litigation would, and achieve that cause, reduce investment innovation, process, control, investment, increasing voice, and enable each way to pay for rather than government security, about less innovation, reducing satisfaction, confidence in the government that trusts historical laws. The impact of extinction, already read that card, and next is the K extending personal blocks and corporate control for emerging
Skip
commons.
that and read this.
Okay, skip. Next, the counterpart, the U.S. should grant legal rights and mindfulness, invest all necessary resources to maintain a comparative lead and bring computer interface innovation vis-a-vis China, create international norms for bring computer interface standards, but clarify they will not apply to anything other than AI established globally, available self-replenishing fund for disease response, including monitoring, surveillance, vaccine distribution, emergency drug, and antibiotic development, establish a binding internal policy of non-escalation on conflict with China, including development of hotlines, increased diplomatic efforts for de-escalation, and establish a self-replenishing fund for discretionary panel of experts directed at targeting governance goals outlined by the 1AC. Next, advantage concede the AFF preemptive climate airlines now without relation, Sean, 1990 positions without enriching, able not causing communication fragile, take a long reasons, complexity, again, more, then come in, interpret easier, and say 50 something, ATO with the students, so take multiple lady, that's single market, and researchers fixing the problems. Private actions far superior, delivering unparalleled expertise, future, pro-social options, and escaping global warming land, and ancient techniques really fascinating, so AISD, and the expertise governments and all, literate private ALOs, so those places at the forefront of breakthroughs that have expertise and access to information, both time, gun, global collective problem corporations are, and globally driving, social options, going everything for us, so they just lead in governance, impossible if they don't know, and furniture governments, so they don't put in regulations, sacrifice firms, everything the social options, the same way, same regulation would. Regulations too soon, ineffective, and mislines AI ensuring existential risk, making this in 22 regulation risk, equivalent to almost being badly outdated, make the single project, just regulation of reaches, from the research, maybe output of the shutdowns, and deliberate, and to harvest the obtaining information would access to it, we put in really hard for governments to get the experts, and governments have the knowledge of this rapidly, and claim access within long-term corporate progress, and obtain the regulation would just make research out to what regulation would provide the work, say, saying yes, the weaponry, AI regulation by US would defeat security without doing anything more about the central best around the AI, and the central best of going cases of regulation for AI, and regulation corporate Congress, and it's not even comparable. The plan fortifies the liability shield for humans today after legal consequence prices, and something for personalities when it's like things with fair, the whole written person, not only legal person, so it's about the empty, but on the corporation, nails, check person, make it to legal bathrooms, so humans are supposed to leave it up, and then about ways to question right of manufacturer legal community, what if it's placing liability to rescind the person, usually it should be rescinded, the expensive person between 12 best entails, insurance of like entities number top person, and extending liability fails damages, and 18 the liability cost for offers, vice president, over liability, criminally submitted for about serving, disturbance, and sensational pressure, critically personalized, and corporate legal set applies to human family versus South East region. It's complex when not solve the liability issue. Advantage to and leadership Brazilian Cooper and 22 better quality. And emerging processing regulation Chinese. Everyone with the world with conscious industry making digital and manufacturing by parts more breath running this. And set the world's global local leader China face. Everyone's we are being a pack study proof China started with US US suffered management by higher education message home across world large PC which I can word China suffered taking the end card. After sure to be favored US lead. Air arms business make won't be integrated into weapons more often. 19 air arms seems to sit in the mention. Not special top saying about some open company. Live on cyber never claim this army discussion have rolled through particular place but tech is not really narcissist more accurately. It is competition. There are tons of all causes to relations SCS, ECS, and Taiwan. They won't us stay because of trade ties. No more Thompson and some teams voting the West City against the world leading leader. And we're going to say it moves your software should fight like this is the topic to second set mission the voices leaders of escalation US. They never ever mention power. It can be defense possible and pushing by the wilderness as state competition. Every time we tend to be lethal. The privacy impact is just democracy all causes classes 24 American soldiers Chinese city front of hell LSE and democracy shut worship the president the American style on one side and discrimination instruction with the fight of Georgetown more high government takers manufacturing the election is right behind the election presidential evidence of democracy when enhanced indicators impunity and DPT is cherry picked towards 19 but plus 100 cities and support of peace was quite a joke confirmatory correlation, genetic level evidence, and whenever the conclusion, eighth of science, the conflict, severe determinacy, appear to be going to no one against democracy is more peaceful, in general, the other practical democracies even more, as first market for peace here, only this both have high levels of development, the worst democracies are more likely to fight each other more, that's explained by country of lines in the economy that just democracy knows that he's found this. Other countries, South China, India, Africa, and the EU have privacy, diseases, they don't escalate, burnouts, inverse, to lethality, never spreads vaccines, solve disease, does not cause distinction, policy, and plate, that will cause to be situated, that's to use that being certainly the evidence, and the big screen, if we have outbreaks, and not coming close to the ancient, so many, and most only men, most whenever, around the only person, some tumors are dramatically risk, people responsive, and increasing the value of social around the change, that's the situation of the damage.
Sorry, just let me make sure I got the other counter plan before we start.
It's already said.
Yeah, I just need to download
Okay.
it. Okay. I'm considering good.
Yeah, I'm good. Okay. So I want to ask about the remedies counter plan. What are remedial statutes?
A statute that would say a remedy for a right exists, but that the right itself it does not create.
Okay, so we have an advantage that's like, we have a second advantage. It's like they need to be certain that this right exists and vests within them because they don't want to have their minds explored by some future Congress. How does remedial statute solve that?
Because, well, one, we can read evidence that the effect is very similar to the affirmatives, but we think they would have the right to, if their minds are explored, they'd have the same rights to redress, et
Okay,
cetera.
Also, it's
I
not
wanna
about
ask,
rights and duties, it's about
what-
privacy
how does-
protections, which can
what is
interfere
about- so-
with legal statutes.
how does a counterplan generate the net benefit? I'm confused about how you written this because you're saying that the court authority over constitutional questions is bad, but then you wrote it that you fiat the U.S. court restrict itself.
No, Congress restricts the court.
Okay.
The remedial statute, the court cannot overturn considerable fiat, which has a precedent that congressional or constitutional remedies are under control of Congress.
So
not-
remedial statutes strip courts of the authority over
Well,
the
the
area.
remedial statute actually does not strip the court. It's just the court would then not be able to overturn it because of durable fiat, and that sets a precedent.
Wait, so
Our evidence
Okay.
makes a claim that there's vague precedent now, and that if Congress were to step in and do something that did a constitutional remedy, then the court would cease.
So your argument is remedial statute means that courts aren't able to take it away.
Yeah, that plus durable fiat.
Okay. And what evidence do you have that spills over, like that doing it over the plan spills over to solve all judicial power?
Like I said, Spurgeon evidence makes the claim that I can find the line, but it's like something like the court would have little grounds to respond or something like that. It has a line that's just like right now. It's
Okay, so your spillover argument is little grounds to respond.
No, I mean I can hold the exact line. It's pretty good, but
Okay,
I can hold it now. Word.
The advantage one, so you read generic evidence about regulations. What private action now is solving BCI regulations, like the need for BCI mine uploads?
So right now it says that because AI is developing at rapid paces, we have the in-house expertise, and expertise is developing with AI as it develops, but further regulation would obviously.
Yeah, what, like, that's about like general
the expertise
artificial
and the
intelligence.
information
The
that we're
person is
getting is
not
following
writing in the
development.
context of BCI.
What?
And then your impact is misaligning AI. How does a plan misalign AI? Like, what set of steps would occur for that AI to become
So
misaligned?
regulation that would be, quote, too soon, ineffective, and disaster and misaligned AI.
Okay, but walk me through the scenario.
Like
Like, how do you get to your terminal impact?
In the status quo, government hands off, letting private sector, blah blah blah, do AI. Post plan, government's like, yo, you were like the whole thing. We can't wait. Government's like, we're hands on. We are doing BCI.
Yeah, for
AI.
mind clones. Do you have any evidence about that?
You're correct. Our evidence right now is
Okay,
that AI
okay.
regs broadly, obviously. Will
Okay,
The-
I just want to clarify things skipped, both the personhood K and T-Best, right?
correct.
We have 10, we can start it. Chelsea, you have stab?
No.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, I have another question. Remedial statutes counterplan. We said all legal rights for mind clones. So that means the courts can't determine constitutional rights.
It'd be about our evidence would be specific to the remedies for those rights. I think that's how I interpret it.
But the courts don't have authority over the legal rights and duties.
They have authority over rights, but not the remedies to those rights. It's about constitutional remedies. Our evidence says they would not have that.
Yeah. All right. We stopped at 8:08. I wrote down traps. Oh, you got two. Perfect. Okay. Not everyone's here, so
Yeah.
I'll wait for the order.
I find myself often.
That's how I find this too. Yeah. Get some sick cards. Instead, mind clones could be the metaverse app, you know? You think, given how late this tournament's going to run, do you think there's any chance that we'll be able to get like way go fast?
I mean, there's like usually appetizers
Okay.
at the banquet thing, but if
Right.
you're like hungry for real, like that.
All right. I'm basically always hungry for beer, so probably will.
Domino's here.
Maybe Domino's. I'd be amenable. All right. Since everyone's back, I sent the doc. Order is going to be the rights advantage, the BCI advantage, TAGI, the court remedy counterplan, the nearest person counterplan, the con counterplan, the state's counterplan, the NGA counterplan, the advantage counterplan, the rights creep DA, politics DA, clock. No worries. If anyone needs it again, let me know. Sorry, you say you need it again?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be the rights advantage, the BCI advantage, so advantage 1, advantage 2, AGI. Then it's going to be the, sorry, I scrolled all the way down to read all of them. Court remedy counterplan, nearest person counterplan, con counterplan, states counterplan, NGA counterplan, advantage counterplan, rights creeps DA, politics DA, clock.
I'm doing it.
And if anyone needs that again, I can say it again. That's good. Is everyone good?
Yep.
That's it. Did you download it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Michigan already lost the debate. You can see that mind clones are having now the structural unique listing. They have not responded to mind clones' full constitution, only giving them the right to be able to stop them from going after us because we didn't give them the right to treating them second class citizens. It's AGI line now is not our argument, non-generic AGI mechanisms required to apply because mind clones consider themselves as human, specific emulations of human brain, which means private efforts won't be able to respond to another private speaking, but it also means that private regulations are unequal to solve because private regulations will not be able to give them the access to the legal system they suggest from the create which they've conceded they will want, which means you would see they should be able to get to remake this and sustain companies go all to out of the country is already an argument of the actual advantage to that currently investment is not happening enough in the United States because people don't feel confident enough to let them compete with other companies developing inside their brains because they do not have privacy protections for that data to not be taken by corporations that only the one who sees able to solve the liability shield offense is the tax program off by cards my clones never be able to be accountable now after integration into our system by independently legal rights mean they are able to go after bad or read highlighting Roman 14 the fact that my clones are reasonably my cloning either over my clones here is supposed to be the less with my clones community for my clones unfortunately the local community just like so they have a community tech problems we need tech problems so actually this is good illustrate ways creatures if they're also problems give us best benefits to the first my clone here best chance or reduce the best my clones it's not right but it only takes these guys to eat it takes my clone guys my clone We need diversity to capture the network bad. Now let's go on to the BCI advantage. The BCI advantage. AI lead doesn't answer the internal and the affirmative that the US is not leading in BCI, which is uniquely key to be able to war fighting their cards. This is great, Rhino, because it is so massively important for China to have an integration of not just AI but their humans into the military. Only BCI is able to give the US a tactical advantage. These all costs also no matter because BLR cards BCI is first causing key. They also didn't redefined on it. The no war cards from 2017 doesn't assume our uniqueness. Internally, the China would not want to go war now, but if they had that economics technology, they'd have to say it independently. The democracy term, they absolutely drop the impact. Or impact is not democracy good generically, but that it absolutely destroys restrictive regulations by establishing that privacy protections do exist for BCIs. It makes it possible for us to stop authoritarians from exporting the tech abroad. It causes infinite authoritarians in outways even extinction because of everyone in the authoritarians use the BCI technology to permanently control your minds. Which means DPP doesn't matter. It's not our impact. Other countries have our argument. US taking lead technology by giving legal rights to Michael. Keep stalling. They can see that we are able to do that. Yes, it's the impact of global warming and an increase in the urbanization of population density as a constitution. That's bar number T. First we meet is the mind code. Obviously, can roll second ATI means operating in a human-like manner. First one, express the methods that are technology means operating in a human-like operating fancy as computers enable to test brain human intelligence, necessity, their condition, just making an interest ability. That's something that is a key to affirm ground. Anything else that means too far off here, people get that answers. Being the person is also key to precision. And their interpretations fundamentally arbitrary function limits all their offense. Things like this can blend legal person and illegal person indicate legal person and more. And then reasonability leading interpretations set by arbitrary race at the bottom. Reuse prioritize substance. Next core remedy counter plan. Permutation to both permutation to counter plan. Permutation to the plan. Other issues such as medicine not introduced by the counter. This person version purpose gives keeping artificial benefits. The permutation to the plan over specific issues solves the DA class for being generic terms of the plan. The commerce process and introduces a new mechanism. We can combine this game limit shooting late class. Watching the absolute deep updates and able to solve advantage 1. Rather 14 Michael C. Second lesson. Michael's last year, same race, electrical and lesson 17. Term women in every demographic time of every health course for society. Independently, the course is known. Fiat ski, gridlock, futuristic bias, can't foresee. That's all the Roth by card. Independently, permutation to the after remedial sessions, just race, permutation to the after remedial sessions over all choices. Permutation to the second plate counter remedial sessions not competitive. Doesn't solve remedial section. Go for illegal rights, no internal link, internal impact, mission tech, not strong man statement to read, but the state is useless, cross by this, the Fan 17, meaning the ones with the bunch of meeting, the guarantee trials, the every state, it's more short of highly simple, we're thinking, no one having that, it's sure up as weaknesses, national standard, property, position, policy, maintenance, obviously, the arrows, larger, related, bad, usually, little pushback, obviously, doesn't have reality, or several planning, special interest groups, it's like over copies, articles, or robots, depending on the work of the machine, and this one, the machine is doing now, that isn't solved by the comp plan, and then none have ones for no, that's not have ones for extinction. This will conservative course, the metric state 1 AC to the F, we're not able to solve it now. New expression over all complex solvency because 1 year gets all new answers down to why the affirmative solvency did not complete argument. The one to see anything else or grant set basis, like great basic proliferation of terrible negative strategy from teaching both from teaching to counterplan, cancel bench run across life from being the other counterplan, independently denying constitutional rights to be different face because it means you're not because it denies the rights of someone who's equivalent human, cancel best legal rights to see set by two other races because they know they're protected and deny the original years of the years person off the counterplan disables the counterplan permutation to permutation to counterplan teams law dictionary the United States the Constitution. If we win the U.S. all states permutation propose the amendment sales is ratified. Not sure just make plan be done independently. The conference ratification it makes it possible to be affirmed. It's just another way the affirmative can be done. It also looks at benefit. We've seen the past really controversial, which upholds the destiny, also against the applicant's spirit of being and returns reduce what will uphold it. The independently counterplan is against circumvented union opposition for the amendment reviews and constitutional conventions bad causes infinite issues to be introduced, which causes every single impact. Now the state's counterplan permutation to both across the permutation to the counterplan. If they win to the federal government, if the unanimous voter non-resolution act or fiat is best not makes the resolution, makes the progress just right. Correct object fiat the negative only it would feel the actor of the resolution also means the cancel advantage 1, deny fundamental constitutional right, philosophy, future revolt, and independently constitute would provide the exact same set of rights eventually comfortable and also doesn't ensure it's durable at the federal level, which means it's able to solve it. NGA counterplan, permutation to both permutation to counterplan, permutation to plan other issues, already justified, permutation to plan specific issues, permutation to plan to counterplan scholarship, zero card that's able to solve across by all already enforcing deficits independently on cooperative federalism is entrenched. This group is empty, correctly denies that it's a federal policy in light of the opposition of the research to the FG, probably about something increasing area of the trade active in life federal immigration lessons, which is in their child behind it. The book is basically got it. It's in the federal neural law, they're trying to enforce resources, Michigan, which discuss it, and involved work inside the federal warfare scheme, additional by Robert's and FG, they're using additional spending versus state versus federal, inventions, integration, represented for moderation in the way for national programs, is the exact national business behind it. No, like other countries are all costs to their high, and turn is bad, looking there for 18, federal community period, some national entities will play a role, in constitutional progression, terms of negotiation, enforcement, moral government, and undergird, action, intertaking democratic relations, countries, running around the world, and creating what public states, independently kind of planning, state, market state. Market takes counterfeit enables solving for murder, fantasy, anything else in pictures, tactical interest, something that prevent these reports from modeling it, and then threats fail and cause the federal government to double down. And every other incident that means combined administration groups independently fictionalities about uses and by running a network. This is set by strange issues of thinking. Homecoming results are often templates and there's new ass, but new ass are justified conduct. Because they scroll behind the one I see was a result in your residual office advantage counter plan. None of the links solve the first counter plan, and then the first link links to the links all that benefits is able to solve the duties that investing in mind was ensure they don't go bad. The investing resources isn't able to be able to solve our internal link because it does not get the technology necessary, which requires people to upload the brains or only do that if they're it will be protected. The international standards fail without them, without vested geographic card systems, will remove those in the context of when they need to be able to compete with China and the globally available disease claims, none of them solving for because AFT to actually have distributed monitoring authority, independently de-escalation, battlefields, terms, or recards in the 1AR, which means only solve rights for DA. First, they solve micro-human conversation, open CS for crawl, to reducing the risk. That's not bad, independently, it's not unique, guarantee, run years versus guarantees. The links novels, all the group rights, and Sasco, 8,000 or Stanley, legal entities, false dollars with fee, the corporate serving control oversight, the purchase of the LLC, this EPC is down, the corporate lender, fund rules, the down, traffic, Students Association, and ship stop, no revenues corporation, 6 times reward Montreal, no way the planet establishes based on personhood is human level conscious. The other things they listen to don't protest any links, merely deny business and king, because the secret of money, so much or reason if it's a joke, I'm trying to make it, you're different, less than doing something very interest warning, band, break, remember, barely enough to happening, judicial copy, hyper-rational, very well cast, well over, inherent political barriers, self-interest, mentioning, place on church, also belongs to the rights of mind codes, and not tracing, we see, keep limit up ideas, and keep the topic education, and the internal link is wrong. I will read that part because that's not precisely what the internal link is wrong, because they don't be able to do it in other countries, no reason why the US key also. They could just get one helpful who can do the best stuff like buy and develop the technology independently. Black or something good restrictions for Nazi nexus development. That's all about independently. His technology is banned heavily because it violates FDA policy independently. Once he does see effects, we get new defense onto politics. First is how many Nobel Prize Foster Cause 333. We're looking for any economic tax extent in the tax quality, so while I see them facing tax, talking about getting 96 kids slide, we're going to government holy, on the holy MC was conservative, we're only levels of ideological sense of falter when the and family values control begin more highly these aspects and Congress begins to back to voters to violate religious rights. We're the Republican African solid Democratic Party now aligned with gerrymander, constitutions, ideological separation, compromise, national control, where you are nation, become review, really must destroy the other, mark the card, not destroy the other, specifically sealing kills Republicans and fighting no text, and no like the plan's popular, because it introduces harmonies used with technology, but it's when pensies, fighting, getting consensus, PC is a key politics of the politics, terms passage, AUF, also thought feeding theories, wrong between PC sounds something that is remember needing particular so the money's always PC, so meaning there's no way I got the right from how we refer to this, NTS independently sound true to classify that, all got PC dead in the farm bill Ukraine, and never burning for independently lawmakers compartmentalized cabinet groups, and there's no independently there's all kinds of the economy, bank cost inflation Ukraine, all cups are impacting, and also it's not keeping US leadership confirmed, but also humans return the DAT on the clock, first the DATs and meetings class and after DC22, much of the radiation to give the right ass following government, the figures like 49% in 1 year, government medical education, only shuttering core passes, after something less, and then the injustice, no link cross by all unique, start toppers from ICP, and also cross by the interesting argument in independently case also be mind codes are able to be judges rapidly produces copies to be able to solve the internal link between they cannot have a scenario overclock after also conceding mind codes get here, which means we'll be able to solve it independently through our costs all their shit. Innovation solved by packet things, monopolies, the people of the core popularity from by fraud and misinformation lecture fraud. Independently, the court would restrict it using other measures. They didn't have a reason why those restrictions are bad. The courts would just sort of deny the cases. And although lawmakers back in politics, lawmakers compartmentalize program 18. New percent of the lawmakers are able to prove the very many aviation also measure combat over this down. People's funding separate emails will operate the government. Last card was market government.
Yeah. Wait, was that last card in the down?
Yeah, it was. Sorry, I went back to politics for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. Yep.
Karen, are you good?
Good.
Yeah.
What was the notes on this warrant that you read? A nearest person after denies rights is equivalent to a human.
Sorry. On which
Nearest person.
nearest person? We also said it can't solve advantage to because legal rights are incentivize people to upload their brains.
Okay.
Because they'll be protected in the future. So like if you die, how do you know your upload will be abused?
Yeah, also on the rights group just said, did you read both cards before ships?
Both cards, no, or the second card. The curiosity card that is the
the
analytic.
first card, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
just the second card. Yes.
Okay, I have a question about this like link turn type thing. You say that you incentivize or create mind clone and human cooperation.
Yeah.
How does that solve this argument?
We think they'd be able to simulate potential genetic deficiencies that would happen in transhumans and would intervene to be able to solve those because they're advanced their intelligence.
Okay, similar on the Cognisad, what like you again made a case solvency argument.
So
That's just like what
the argument here is that if you're right,
court clarity.
yeah, the argument here is that if mind clones are already clogging courts because they are litigating, they'd also be able to be judges. Considering the amount you were able to consistently clone them, you could have a massive swath of mind clone judges, which would solve the internal link because there's now as many judges as you could ever need. Clog would never happen again.
Okay, the nearest person counterplan, the Rothblatt second piece of evidence, you say that denying legal personhood is bad, that's what it's tagged. The card is not about personhood at all, but rather denying the idea that AI can be conscious.
Are you talking about the can't solve technophobia?
Yeah, why
I
is
didn't
that?
read it.
Okay, you didn't read that? You read the first one though?
Yeah.
Okay, again, like, it's like, okay, they need, so this is just about rights, correct?
I mean, it's both about rights and duties, but also you kind of like drop the rights key stuff all in one AC because all the Rothblatt cards were very explicit
Okay, so-
on case that absent giving legal rights and full personhood, both rights and duties, they will view themselves as second-class citizens and revolt.
So once they view themselves as parity with humans, what does that do in the context of the AI's mind?
Well, we think in the context of the mind clone's mind, much like a human mind, it would find itself not needing to revolt to achieve the rights it feels like it deserves.
Okay.
Like the same, like the Rothblatt card is very explicit. Like as have slaves, serfs, women, every other disenfranchised demographic in history have revolted to access their rights, which means absent giving the full legal protections and duties to mind clones,
And just,
they will feel like
just a
second-class
question about
citizens.
like what the mind clone actually is the AI like
It's a person. It's a person on a computer.
It's a person on a computer.
Yeah, it's a mind clone. You know, yeah. But the 2NC does not get to remake anything on mind clones because they dropped it was both feasible and they want rights.
Well, that's
The 2NC
not
does
my
not get to make
question.
any
I was just
arguments
asking
because the
about
1AC.
how it works.
Sure.
The second one of the nearest person was that they need the constitutional rights. What type of rights do they need, or what type of rights does the plan
I mean,
pass?
we think it's like the same rights that humans have that are enshrined in the Constitution. Things like a right to privacy is the internal link to all of our second advantage.
So just like
think-
parity in
well,
terms of ownership, etc.
We think parity in terms of humans. Certain
Okay,
types of
the
laws may not actually rights be
privacy
vested,
impact-
like arms
okay.
control.
It's
75.
75.
I'll get you stuff. No worries. I mean, you can get it. I don't know, you can get it.
Yeah. That's.
Yeah, I agree. You said perfect. I agree. What time? There's 36 seconds. I'm just
Hold up. I'm gonna pause prep just to plug in my computer. I'm just pausing prep to plug in my computer. Yeah, exactly 327. Okay, starting. Kieran, what was the last grade you got in NGA?
sorry, what?
NGA.
On NGA,
Something's bad.
both of them, I believe. Yeah, just 2.
Got it. Wait, so Hawking Ginsburg, yeah.
Yes, sorry, let me go, there's a bazillion. NGA. Present establish. Yeah.
Got it.
So you can read this first one here.
Okay, 136. I'm sending. Sent. I'll write down 136.
While we're waiting, what's the order?
It's going to be the nearest person counter plan. Let me make sure that's what I did. Yeah, nearest person counter plan. Oh, the NGA counter plan. Remedies. Con. Where's this?
Oh, it's over.
States.
Yeah, sure. So remedies, con states.
Advantage counter plan. Advantage 1. Advantage 2.
My computer's freezing so.
Yeah, sorry, what was the last counterpoint for the case?
Advantage counter plan.
Still check. Remedies, con, states.
Oh wait, sorry. At the top is nearest person NGA, and then sorry.
Hold on, sorry.
Yep.
Sorry, it's still open. Okay.
Okay. Anybody not ready?
Zid, you good?
No, I'm good.
We're good.
Great. The kennel solves the essentially absurdity for the owner operator of the AI, and this person, the person whose mind is uploaded and turned to achieving the same functional enforcement as the affirmative view, the basis of contingency for self, but if the we don't need any worms of risk and a benefit, judge kick it after the round. If you lost it, first argument is no complete solvency advocates. We read one on this time plan, so I don't know if they're talking about firm. Do both the links and net benefit, balancing any right or duty. AI sufficiently still trigger the spillover just had permanently kind of separate, and it's a function of investigating right or duty in artificial intelligence itself. First, the nearest person is separate from AI, separate one, which can be protected on all the way the rights, also by legal duties on others, rather course, the words can be created, rest without regulation, privacy. Seven to devoted to the foundation of mechanisms to making negative possible finance education. Now, top level, the solvency questions are weird in this from the entire affirmative is humans being turned into AI, which means we give the human who is turned into AI the same rights. It means every deficit does not assume them just have the same thing. There's no reason why the AI half the human has those rights of the human half of the human, which means there are no deficits. First, it said full right to key. We give full rights. It's just the human who's attached, and there's no answer to this whatsoever. Either way, all parts of the average based on flawed assumption. Here's person solves judgment 20. Purpose of every legal personality using too complex and variation and policy based on unseen assumption with the future development or solution development in categories that's also tied to users or manufacturer rather than the second episode was legal rights are key. We give legal rights to tied to the humans. They would be just as certain because they know that they're protected. That the thing that was uploaded is tied to it, and so it's just enforcing it. The human, there's no reason they cannot enforce. They do not have to explain any reason. They did not do so in the one seek NDT. The Cattleman solves conditioning and administration of all federal programs of the AFF ensures quick federal federal Olympics government cannot function without state enforcement. That's the Bloomberg evidence. Independently ensures a broad federal survival by reasserting state power, which outweighs one magnitude, Nicholas disease, great power, war, terrorism, more, all the rest essential. Two, scope, bottom up regulatory inventions. To adapt us with international structures developing existential risk. Whites 22. The text of the world disaster from climate nuclear level war. The handouts we virtually is around. We have removed guardrails. We need innovation. We cannot on their own. We also need decision bottom up from state local governments from the results of public pressure, public opinion, advocacy, individual with innovation, and that leads to nuclear war. 2. Control AI, generic, original, grievous institutions need strength. They need the bottom up codes and norms and state on the formal legislation seed. Like some press across with issues, national government should come like the facility cooperate writing application will become slowly impractical. Turn case 1 Congress policies are dysfunctional political systems any with policy implementation possible act cannot solve. 2 self enforcement at low levels. No reason the federal government is unique key. First, pretty good fails. 1 seeks was trying and policy comment the current paper is deposition with background to the condition and line states with the Fed. Letter 10. Propositions that states actively refuses to do other as rebels or allies and therefore makes for challenges reconcile affection and drawing the co-hire hundreds of visions working together. The first of dialogue, accountability, participation, no problem. The first ongoing whole this working official resistance, but it states can be later high little remains policies that we're going to have objectives appear. 2. The public image we mutual agreement now starting to find under 18. Defense of individuals that part of the central government distinguishing the strong and the weak forms of the strong consistent open refusal by taking elaborate affirmative. That's speech and offers open refusal cultivating views of common lines and hope with the just like policy. 3. No time frame based characterization of the firm is simultaneously will go simultaneous means they no conflict with the states. The Fed second with firm to the counter plan. It severs. 1. The counter never free out the plan. No part of the text games it happens. 2. Competition to enroll solely. Both mandates create effects skills ground which any action could cause the plan fluid. 13. Infection some kind of effect solely but applies able to agree on whether cause and effect are applicable even the cause are applicable. 3. United States excludes several actors will go to 91. The right of use of the definition of the U.S. United States and business only supports the Fed. The U.S. means of a committee that Southeast Asia includes the States Congress organization of the U.S. and the state one Congress intended to include the states spoken in addition to the U.S. U.S. controlled the sovereign. 4. Even if it includes the states, does not include the NGA, which is a national organization that we also fear, which they cannot classify the definition of the great sovereigns. It's one issue makes the moving target classify that from the other flow. The next orientation was for the AF and other issues, but textually functionally translate. It means even under there into the kind of legit. 1. Textually adds word of the file until the plan to form text, and 2. Functionally they add the function of doing and negate over other issues. The second thing was firm do and other issues. I don't really know what the difference between this and the one above is, but I'll put more answers on just to be safe because I assume this is what they want to go for. 1. They cultivate the return to the counter plan. If you win the counter plan is distinct from the affirmative has that benefit, it's legitimate. In terms of firms are bad, they should not get to add things to affirm the counter plan is truly distinct. 2. Counter plan is actually functionally competitive. It never gets the app. Yes. The conditioning. 3. But counter plans only have to be functionally competitive. It limits out the most abusive counter plans like word picks and delay counter plans, which means permutations cannot be functionally intrinsic. It's best. A. Net ground. Topics app bias has to be able to test the person since that's important topic ground. The we especially get them because it's a new affirmative. B. Logic. The counter plan doesn't be given the affirmative than the app. Doesn't have benefit predicated off the distinction. The app is it just receive affirmative regardless of the text. C. It's real world. Individual words do not decide. Log scale actions and overarching actions. C. Limit intrinsic simply aggressive. They would always hit the goalpost rather than in terms of the guess. E. The negative will always lose. Every kind of lose in terms of permits, scramble permits, and then advantage kind of longer, which is impossible. 4. 5. There's no answer difference between this and affirmative both. The second part of the counter would include the doing the affirmative is broader and just with the specification. There's no conflict across affirmative both, and there's no deficit. There's no on the permutation. Now the state zero card is able to solve. We read a card in 1C. I'll read one more. Defense cooperation on all of the issues of the defending state, strong attention to plan, ensuring policy guidance, working as a team. Reason part of this is going to shift policy no words, time, the national policy, for actors of the bargaining team, and capacity of policies. This is one that the Congress relies on to carry out policy and organization of infrastructure, drug this, ultra hard federal agencies, use the leverage of shape national policy, forces federal follow and appears national team. Results of every state or national limits unable to move action that will provide the states with the critical boundaries of the incorporated federal for the freedom versus reducing the opposition of federal entities of uncertainty and high cost. The with the national government compliance change all the council change all states have voice and view that is convert to ordinary descent interact with the federal notices represent the middle and uses it is an optional protocol on the Texas of the part of the exit unquote federalism being in effect a change. Now they say that unquote federalism is a trend. It's not. It's crushed, but would be restored by both state action. Marshall 22. The Russian state 78 Radical Rota. That's what the necessary for the basic federalism to can operate as separate in the labs, separate sons of the basis. But a Russian state 70s when routine this goes under six and negligence states the according to the state to separate topics with the failure to act like the state law to reclaim sovereignty. Evidence it's 5 years no. There's not seen by institution not ruin it. They say no internally because of other countries. No reason why other countries are solve arguments specifically the US is key and again according to the US leadership is above. Now the turn to it. One is federal. There's no terminal impact to it. If they bring we get new answers. If it's something like
like demonics in the right impact even to that one the other player, other ways they concede in the way federalism, just find rights for harnessing local power. Group 12. This federalism involves a massive way national government that makes a policy and every every year the states must race from Brazil, but anticipated revisions is that local policy must be progressive to favor the federalism, centralization, liberties, policy that will the progressive direction, the guarantee was not decentralization, digital rewrites, democracy, progressive nationalist, word long word about national national lawyers, system with the local power control, also an incentive to protect themselves, progressive word, the right to worry about the criminals and house word about minority descent, the rule of rights and the minority rights can help on the goal equality on nature. That federalism is central for motives to fight discrimination by enabling minority rule rights not enough. Article 12 progressive federalism state rights up in book 2. The disciplinary institution must be less than purpose of state federalism is what the future state local governments have been sensitive parts of minorities to be more electoral rather local than national market after the national nets. And I assume they're going to try to cross-slide the theory from the other flow. 50 CPL is legitimate. 1, NEG ground is going to be the affirmative design to be small. This core have a controversy without it. The NEG is firmly behind. 2, it's real world. Secrets of federal action. It's a core controversy in legal lit. 3, filter this through competition. We to find it on the flow. If it's the same, we got it. 4, education must in the intercity legal system. 5, no offense. Federal P1, 2 exists. They're also like AF Pines, river, right, ocean rights, or telephone personnel. All have you seen once a modeling funding jurisdiction can always be claimed either way to new assets. We should or negative from the 5 the filter the competition. I said above all conceive reasonability. They're infantile scenario into the make things a little better condo. They did not ask. They were never they from everything. So they're decisional. Either way, it's new. So we get infinite because otherwise it's possibly forever. Remedies concede it. I entered any theory on the other flow or any cross up rule. Any kind concede it. Space taking damage taking event. Here remains about this whole, we consider that mind clones are happening now. One did not, but 2, it does not matter much. First, the time frame and no incentive means that no mind clone wars will happen. They have not extended a time frame. Yes, we've not read a card that there will never ever be mind clones, but there's no evidence that they're coming soon enough to which means any impact we go for will never be outweigh on time frame. Either way, there's no incentive for mind clone wars to happen. There's still, we would not want to fight something we know is going to beat us, and mind clones have no incentive to kill us if we do not consider not the rights, which there's no terminal impact. Either way, the rights align something access even to this. I'm not going to go for its offense, but like send the Shaw evidence, and it will never align between regulations and not keep the Shaw evidence. They've conceded a claim that private action is superior, even without government action. There will be alignment with AI values and human values, which means you can be certain that AI that mind clones will not try to kill us all because they read no cards into this thesis cold drop or blocks based on 2 receiving concessions, and they consider 2 different cards that say AI will not try to kill us because they of the way they're being developed in private machines. They get no answer to this, and it definitely takes out any terminal impact they may try to go for. Either way, there's no terminal impact to the explanation for anything on the flow. The second, extend the price evidence and leads to liability shield. They say it's a status quo. The raw evidence is not very good. It's not explaining how we can go after the bad, and it's what they call it, but the price evidence is the lethal liability shield because the person who was mine upload or whatever, be free to do whatever they want, which means that they would lead to more harm, etc. That's also the Nevins evidence is not floating against you. It would be inappropriate at 500 experts agree, and that would not work, and there's no way to apply existing standard against you. First, except AI leadership is resilient. It does answer it. They do not have a card that China is beating us to BCI. Just that it's good to beat China and BCI, which means we're the only team with evidence strongly about AI. The Cooper evidence is there are a long list of factors. We have far more immigrants at the top universities, more computing power, etc. All of those warrants, so consider they do not get you into that. Either way, I do not throw an answer to Roth. Maybe it's because to spread through it, but AI interesting is fake and not integrated. No country would want to do it. That once you see it, it's valuable. They have one card about China. Well, the Roth evidence is a broad claim about let's say it's large. There are all causes of relations. The only answer is not carded, but they not answer the warrants. One, there are things like Taiwan and the SCS. The fact that they when they supposed to visit all of those would mean that war should happen. Now their argument for it to answer trade ties check and no war now, which is not assuming eternal link. Thompson does assume eternal link, says that the leaders know that there is no incentive to. They know both their constituencies will find it unpopular, know that if they were to nuke the US or vice versa, then they would instantly lose popularity, which means all domestic pressure people have that warrant also conceded. The party is just democracy. They say it's not, it's about global authoritarians. One, we fit all causes to solving authoritarianism because you're just not able to model, which means even if we won norms, they consider we cannot export those globally, which means they cannot go for this other way. That's which is the class evidence is that they're all clauses. The US is no longer sitting on a hill. Things like indicting former president or things like Trump doing the January 6th and all prove this. Either way, if no authoritarian does not outweigh extinction, they won't cause it. Just for that, they not want that. They need to win one state, get total control, which no internal link happens, which means they have a good impact, but not internal link. That matches the DMT is chaired. They said it doesn't matter. They're not giving any warrants. So that's the one thing. Instead, they say that we consider war being a population density. I think let's say first we read differences, but 2, there's no evidence that impact is not terminally. We also have cards that say warming in a laundry list. So if that's the threshold, then we've got access, and if not, they do not. I'm good.
All right. We take that. Sure, yes, sir. Let me make sure. I have it written down somewhere. 808, perfect. Yeah, I did. I wasn't doing that. It's good. Okay. 801. All right, David, you good?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. All right. So what were your standards when you were answering on the NGA card plan? I missed it. You said after you were like the perm is functionally and actually intrinsic. What did you say after that?
Just all the standards.
Yeah, just
Okay. 1, filter through perm of the counter plan. 2, never forgets the AF, so it's competitive. 3, only have to be functional. Then it was NEG ground, logic, regressive. You know, you can change definition.
Yeah.
In real world.
Okay, thanks. Why is the perm functionally? Why is the perm textually intrinsic?
Let me pull up the text. Be confident. Give me 2 seconds. Was this in the? I think it adds the issues that it adds is I think not in, but I have to pull up the text.
Okay.
Give me 2 seconds.
So, okay, I guess walk me through the functional intrinsicness part of the counterplan. Correct me if I'm wrong. The counterplan introduces a mechanism that the states should threaten the government, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a function of the counterplan, right?
Well, the function is
No. That the states threatening the government is a function of the counterplan. Yes or no?
no. The function is threatening over the plan. We think that threatening over something else is a different function.
If I were to say, let's say like a counterplan.
Oh, this is gonna be fun, Kieran.
Yeah, I mean, let's say we go like nuke China only if plan.
Yep.
Does that compete?
Nuke China only if planned.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like wrote up the whole thing, I don't really know. Nuke China, the
Like,
counterplan would be
under your standard, that seems to compete because it is functionally and textually competitive.
no
Because
because
the 2AC would not be able to create a permutation that does not either add words or
No,
add a function.
the
not
entire
specified.
if the entire word of the app would be in that text. So that
Well,
seems
right, but the counterplan doesn't fiat the app. It's fiating in a DA. Do
Right,
you
but we
think that
didn't
this
argue-
counterplan competes?
I think no, but maybe I'm
Okay,
misunderstanding.
under your model, what part of functional or textual competition do you think this counterplan would
Which
fine?
count are we talking about? The
The one
counterplan
I just listed, yeah.
the
one I
Nuke
listed.
China counterplan?
Nuke China only if planned. Which
If-
part of what you said do you think that would add?
If plan includes all the words of 1AC, then it is not textually competitive.
Okay, yeah,
Right?
sure.
Okay.
I didn't get the answer. Perm do the counterplan, then the plan. Is the answer just like it's also intrinsic?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So AGI, none of the cards say mind clones. Why do you think all AGI would be alike? The card in the 1 and C is from someone writing for Open Philanthropy.
What argument are we talking about?
The cards that's like, oh, you conceded AGI is aligning now with
Oh,
regulations.
gotcha.
It's one person saying there's a 90% chance. It just it's AI, advanced AI system will not cause human extinction. Why should we apply that to mind clones?
Yeah, I mean, so it makes the argument broadly. We've read cards about how private, we've read cards that make a broad claim about how private industry experts are like experts. They know what they're doing and know how to align. That claim goes
Okay.
conceded, which means
Do
those same
you,
experts.
you said no time frame. Your card said there's a 50% chance we get there in 2 decades. Will you defend that?
Gets what, AGI in 2 decades?
Yeah, it says it.
If it's like highlighted or something?
It is literally highlighted.
Yeah. Then yes. I'll defend what my cards have.
Cool.
Okay. I'm just sending it. Okay, sent. Where's this? Okay, the order is politics, law, history. What was that?
Sorry.
Politics, law, history. Sorry, I had the wrong document. Okay, I'm good. Everything else is
I'm good, Sid. Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
okay, perfect. The politics side not going for it, concede that the economy is screwed right now, and there's no impact to the economy or leadership. The politics side also not going for it. There's not a coherent link to an argument. The counterplan obviously solves all this because being claiming it as a net benefit. The impact defense doesn't apply to the NGA counterplan because it's about the state-led governance, which is obviously better, and there are no all causes. That was all on the counterplan, right? It's fine. Okay. The spillover to set. GM humans outweigh one spec to design a brave outweigh war environment and all other impacts. There's no impact that shows and 16 no code is being human is listed their development such that the community produces politics war economies being engineering show transform species produce offering given us the dogs from other goals result not be homeless if you see something different something we recognize in business a million hands. Second is scope for ours is that it was split humanity collapses the world that collapses global cooperation experts in terms of case Mari and a single world stops and now when you kind of improve facing world if one of the friendly borders tried it feels all attempts by the world result in new war engine instead of compromise globally solving global cooperation new war climate change technology disaster about technology RC guarantees that losing one human is up regulation will collapse consider GE experiences human babies only thing that can the RC security trust and to survive the human kind is all global cooperation only value over prejudice liberals on air negative and all parts of the dissent is to underestimate the risk of transcending lies in the conception of humans, which the plan clear foster customers and some teach genetically evolution where growth and vegetable innovation made it possible for the replace unwanted genes where humanity drug lines and channel for us perceiving all kinds of pressure, catch shopping the infinite shadows of the unlimited through the biological early stages of moving world to knowledge shadows of ethical concerns, harboring the feeling that the change norms that genetically modified humans can be considered humanity from this day as a state using biological abilities specifying human qualities made for all states say resembles cancer people genetically with their social advantage increase their spirit genetically modified may lose humanity. It turns the case one is circumvention ensures the rights they guarantee are subjugated down the road. Second, it turns the case in the impact level versus AI because AI will distrust humans if there is a drive between humans and humans based on genetic engineering. And second, U.S. development they cannot export norms because the norms that the plan would promote are bad. They say the plan solves this to the extent that they solve mind clone and human cooperation that doesn't solve our scenario because it's about gene edited people versus non-gene edited people. Mind clones are just humans attached to computers, not people who are literally edited. The unique straight person who just stand backwards or suddenly seeking to abide by predation that was the Miller evidence. They will forego person for transhumanists or cybernetic applications absent shift or precedent. They're too far from the current legal standard for personality. I would say mid 15 secret intelligence cultural personage entirely different from humbly visually person which may not be possible. However, human mind upward of the Supreme Court such update of religious person. Design your children will be given person in Africa and some teaching knowledge will give rise to city web legal persons will be persons. There's no guarantee transferring design your children will be able to pick up this person solving its legal definition of a human person. The Dow's number, this is just about it being the same under LLC status and corporate person and not about AI applications to humans, which obviously is distinct from the dissent scenario. Of course, free corporations is a sum of other legal persons. They are not relying on the conditions like autonomy now been taken in 21 of the corporations they actually have some legal persons for enforcing responsibility or official person produced by natural person corporations and conditions related to autonomy, intelligence, awareness. This ship stuff again, there's no human application, so it's perceived as corporate personal, the other not human stuff. Don't project their laundry list numbers, stuff repeat evidence when they do and how they explain each one comes to this had the link to make broad interpretations of person and open the door to rights claims by genetic engineered humans pertaining to spoke person is key. That was one is the frame of evidence. There is more evidence. One is obstacle barriers to G of humans are relying on scope. Considers person the after means the key obstacle barriers subject not with G equals to G of human legal definition must cover the core biological human safety for individual and to preserve the sense of moral definition person on this definition changes human intelligence result in gross social inequalities permits enhancing human intelligence through germline modification. Second is bright line biologically focused definition of person is key to first germline editing anything that understood or purchased 1 in 21 germline and genome editing significant uncertainty violations of particularly genome consequences of the person same as for application of the rights of individuals particularly acute under a theory person of the emphasis biology is terminated inevitably harms biological legislation of the germline modification risks intended human rights legal protections. Third is political movements of the Afghan and previous and push for other rights by stating the Afghan Petrus again 18 group and rights holders is emerging not a human nature not human species AI that and misconception existing paradox is insufficient strong and experience by the groups one time the person each year is being from relation to rights explicit argument is just a non-human a person of being one personhood a social non-human person. The no link argument was just that the plan best rights and duties that definitely would lead to personhood because rights extend to any application about us 21 consider the claim that there creates legal person personality legal capacity by rights and exercise the artificial creation anything else other than legal person in terms of entities not the legal persons a consequence but also ensure the satisfied condition of the legal person's genetic condition ability to hold rights and personhood to be identified and existence legal condition of also scope that a platform attached to something else along if it reflects the sending constraint that pre-preach anything else legal person is strictly a mutual advice for enabling to act law to require rights and duties any obligation and necessities personhood and legal and maintain their legal rights to granting personhood to the machines that form legal person's spirit rights and duties if any entity has rights for law to obtain personhood as a safety rights it happens with the click of finger. One top plea rights and duties are most status persons of legal persons from right to be legal persons subject rights and duties for legal rights and legal personality result of legal decision recognize the status that legal personality presenting one legal system for rights application treatment the entity that those person back reasons result of other persons. Second is normal needs as shaped by common law Phillips and 19 without some ambiguous statement for not post person and court explicitly conceded as a person no other interpretation no other motivation to avoid the court and to make the de facto personal jurisdiction to create factual for the rights under common law the ability to spread legal rights as person and courts cannot be ambiguous. Withholding explicit personhood makes however worse Phillips and it take note explicitly just the person and teachers determination they can compare to person by the person by default one of the parties to find a person without court sex and inevitably takes the same determination mitigating new only default determination for funds and listen person to be wielded by the providers and courts to feel the person to result less in disputation before both true just legal person and friends and dangerous application. Lines must be drawn with the plan obviously which the plan obviously and with this the next argument was that the link is empirically tied to spillover evidence or evidence says that rights and duties would spillover slippery slope. The next argument was the judicial economy congressional gridlock has spillover. Our evidence assumes the courts and says that when precedent is expanded the courts would not impose political barriers but rather allow those barriers to go out the window. They sit intrinsic. They cannot give rights to mind codes and then not give rights to do something that is the whole thesis of spillover. Dissents spillover dissents are good because they're fair. It's key to topic education and it is core of the topic which is good. The Bayard piece of evidence the corporate number above extenses that everyone disagrees that with Bayard he's obviously wrong. The AI cannot get LLC status or they can when they are trying to humans. However, the claim to remove the human concept. The thing was that they can get loopholes. That's obviously bad and regulations go solves. That's the
What did you say? Yeah, perfect. Okay. You can talk. Yeah. I should. We good? Yeah.
Is that?
No. So prep's still going. I meant like our coordination.
Yeah, I got you.
I always send it to you. You have to, it's just one of the first. So, it's like 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Like, Rafa uses that. Which is okay to use. If you need to it's okay.
Yeah.
I feel I need to, I'm gonna say I need to send this to you. You just need to. I just need to. We'll just send it to you and then you should just figure out. That's all. That's all. Is that how it works? Yeah. It's okay. Okay, get it. Yeah, perfect. You should, if you can read more, the just send that doc out. Send which one? Mine, yeah.
First card, second card. First card, second card. And prep. 3 minutes. We stop. Can you send that? Yeah, I'll send that. Oh, I had to send a separate doc out. Yeah, we'll both. You got it. Yeah.
Your thing, 6 months.
Listen, mine. Who do you think had this?
Actually, for a second, thought it was Gio, but he's not debating. So kind of embarrassing.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Should we call them in?
Nah, it's.
That's the broken one.
Can I use yours?
Yeah. I'm just ready for 3 minutes. By the way.
Which you used to have.
Three. Yeah. There are 2 docs we recently.
You said 2 dots.
History proves it. It's the name of the doc.
Yeah, this is what I think we do know.
Some doc is the.
My bad. Yeah.
Do what you must.
Yeah.
All right, I actually need 1 second.
Okay, we're gonna start.
Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah. 255.
255.
Wait, sorry, how long is that?
255.
Yeah.
Where's the weed? Anyone not good?
Wait, what's your?
Oh, sorry. I forgot. I couldn't get it. Advantage 1, Advantage 2, U.S. person counter plan, federalism counter plan, the DA. Yes, we have a time finishing round. One is the evidence says coming fast in their evidence says 2 decades. Michael is 2029, but Curl 14 people have a human level 8, but 2029 months already, significant amounts of already has been presented was already passed. None of their evidence about Michael is coming now. Expert consensus, current technology progress and rapid investments are increasing. It's also easier because your lessons gaining brains age the defenses apply by crossing the crossing evidence that we are able to know what mind uploads want, even if we successfully upload AGI now. The argument that it will not normally is wrong. Our evidence indicates that it will dislike because of the inability to get rising cost extinction because of the chemical clash with human level 8 artificial intelligence revealing in the sleep like 7 which are one is the evidence liability shield is a status quo because of the above reasons that we saw because he is just a responsible person and is always trying to be individual human plus wisdom and impact anyways that have a second advantage have dropped our disease impact only B-sides self-double seems to be attracting negative but legal rights are key to update. Yes, I believe they're just ranting or want to see evidence fantastic that the U.S. is heavily is narrow funding increases technical elements and key to stop global diffusion. Yes, totalitarianism impact and always again we speak authoritarianism permanent which causes infinite global suffering. That's a fake worse than death. All causes our argument doesn't seem new strategic balance where once countries become authoritarianism they never saw being which is far different than the status quo. Our impact isn't to narrow democracy it's BCA that authoritarianism may also drop in Islam and impact that it causes global conflicts false extinction. The no global modeling argument wasn't explained away. Our think is good. They're not going to go heads that which we overcome not the energy not the nearest person counterplan doesn't solve any of the advantage one. It's separate but equal doctrine which I want to see evidence meaning they have legal rights themselves. That's our robot evidence history proves that robot 14 self is my believe by human rights because that I country goes by I simply knowledge of it only given one that intervention will actually banking what is our important and digital side through the so much I feel it is intervention because will the ability to sell trade. It also doesn't solve an issue because it shows legal uncertainty. If human will inevitably die, so it needs to be vested in B-side itself and our evidence is that only the plan creates a legal regime that matters because the China's nearly had the permutation due to a counterplan text which is a plan that want to see was just a plan text which means that it's literally identical and their explanation shouldn't be the block because it's a shifting in the block which it makes it impossible for me which makes it impossible for Tracy to generate deficit based on I want to see counterplan text have a federalism counterplan but having some permutation to be affirmative on a specific issue. It's also engaging the counterplan process over all legal rights as good, allowing counterplan to be offer mechanisms and not opportunity costs or choices to be first strike China if then every consult counterplan and every politics is that as counterplan becomes viable when you understand that CB is one mechanism of it neither having a topic use that so negative for achieving terms of ban counterplans long impact even functional and textual limits out bad garbage and still allows disaster plan nearest person plus advantage counterplan plus that's a bad way of understanding competition anyways a method which the after right is not intrinsic are in terms of terms is logically limited the after only fiat mechanism introduced by negative and defendable means application of those types of counterplans i.e. US should isn't a mechanism based in negative core CB like best space the years present tribunal counterplans that they move as like these like slower politics and more short score functional limits the argument about real world logical stuff was already answered about the it's also not real world because debate isn't real world now they also dropped it of the misandrical theory argument it wasn't 50 C's bad it was non-resolutional actors bad no limiting principle for fiat choice CBs have to have companies do innovation with people start hurting the environment makes debate possible we have question education about a topic as apps no the background stuff is not true which is already explained about the rest of the stuff was only connection to 50 states not the 50 states not our theory interpretation now there's no spillover there's no evidence on a single issue of uncooperative federalism tilts or balance or to it there one C evidence doesn't get it done but two C evidence is also terrible on this question it only says that it's also terrible on this question it literally only says that Biden can do something but it's not saying the counterplan mechanism is sufficient wait where was that Fiat is also key. They say no. All they're saying yes, evidence about federal fall and assumes random non-controversial statute, but there's no fucking way that the federal government would ever want to give rights to mind clothes. That's fucking ludicrous. And no one agreed on a Fiat T-Bark F 19 the arguments and evidence for eventual copyright slow down digital world to find that humans had adapted data clones every day no matter how many examples of data clones in different NEG also easy to find the was also get what the status clones has to be a strong adoption of data clones given separately or as the law have to adapt to judicial and executive hard been evidence compromise that have different laws and different jurisdictions will be a legal nightmare. It's really tough to build a swallow robot in 14 years. It's tough to overestimate how difficult beside as well as consider a battle over basically freedom associated but like an offender that equal marriage rights to be a great surprise of battle marching equal rights to virtual humans who be a great surprise about the 21st century opponents of basic arguments biology and definition here it's basically arguments no terms case because they don't have uniqueness try to flip affirmative also none of their impact trust by the administrative state stuff and the federalism doesn't matter because all those things are doomed and the impact review so doesn't have a clear warrant for escalation or extinction it also gets tied to issues like abortion which is highly controversial goes out then 12 the question that's an event for intellectual debate evidence controversy on abortion should be of an issue contrary to public opponents argue evidential but to become a controversy is the issue in debate now the end. Here, just read from my computer. But one another broad such a challenge we have no coverage says extinction one is Josh says that we will be genetically different one another has no reason why biological humans good and the first event is all reason why there will be continual continuous with cells two next event was the most two key essential upper flow applies here one two recorded this level done natural misinformation classes thumbs internally provide and then 20 the available inside information work this rebel bio information need different WHO is warning of information constitution is John Lewis video media users Facebook Twitter Google allows information leverage mark dark platforms by no impact wall 23 more thermal well using celebration rather variations the situation is visible flexibility in the form policy system house with computers only for security Russia the text of Ukraine the challenges to see Russia trying multiplayer encourage move away from hard power the country to work on diplomacy even strong how we grow big working with the everyone that work to persuade some diplomacy it's up to several approaches to get a lot and what you can take also says living outside Trump on a piece of points administrative state security card crossway hearings and global corporations possible the U.S. lack capacity to do it last charge just as risk doesn't say how it because it seems that words is even some balance extinction now is opportunity they're not even enough we're doing, we still over, you vote to the rights, would not have a right to modify your baby with other FDA rules. Trust me. Okay. Those men that were 19 years old, could identify versus no intervention because we get urgent also expressing you see their last if it's true that anything is sufficient that I'll see that Phillips evidence they said the link threshold was 0 because they said not speaking about person ensure because the link by Montoya already did that and Phillips in 19 that my failure to address the person of Montoya open record into the future record in categories between the person but default making the fact that the person was a person also can see movements out which is a person which demonstrates that it should already be thumped via Montoya.
Also, those extra cards, I accidentally no, sorry about that. I realized my talk didn't save.
I'm down.
Yeah, obviously, no worries. They need to take as long as they need to get it.
Okay. I got it. Sorry. What cards did you read on What cards did you read on NGA?
On the DA?
NGA.
Oh,
NGA, I read.
I had trouble.
It was all of them, but the last Kurzweil card, right? You read each of the
All but the last?
Yeah, yes.
And that's in 1 yard. Which card?
Viaki, Bars Rock 19,
Got
first
it.
one. It's really tough Phillips well, Rothwell 14.
Both mine.
Kurzweil 12.
Got it.
Yeah.
Like a minute.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Based on questions, it's the house card. Yeah. I can't believe that kind of context. I'm gonna clap.
Wait, complex was just the one in C text. Yeah, I was like, wait. I was like, the complex.
That's such a class. Kelly messaged me, check the text too, and I was like, grammar's fine. Like
Grammar was fine. You read it.
During the one in C2.
Such a class.
Literally during the one in C2.
It's okay. It's the process happening. Let me know if anyone is not ready. Process coming.
Yeah.
Everyone good?
Yes. Sorry.
Yep.
I'm sorry, hold on.
Yeah, sorry.
True error must be competition when they've conceded multiple existential impacts in the white evidence says it's impact filter, but that's going to be a hard debate for them when they've conceded you should error negative on all parts of theory debates because of new affirmative first except the conflict solves in what competes the white evidence goes conceded upon of regulatory innovations going to solve all existential risks in a turns case analysis of the impact turns case because our evidence says that the white evidence is able to solve us, fill up and solve things like BCI, etc. But that's only possible via top or down bottom of the cooperation and consider the impacts on the 1C, the middle evidence says disease, great power, war, terrorism, more, all of those have no defense to, and they read only postcards on the 1C, so they not I think that's the story, which means to solve the deficit does not matter because there's no deficit to wait against. It's only a question of the perm itself, which I'll go to now. Now, the perm do have specific issues, but technically and functionally competitive first. As a function of doing something on another issue, I'll do the interim debate first. Is that Counterplans only have to be functionally competitive. They consider a few warrants here, which are going to make this an easy debate. First, they consider you should filter the super to the counterplan. They consider it's distinct from the counterplan because of the perm to the counterplan definitions, and there's a net benefit based on that distinction. So you should not arbitrarily let judicial perms happen. It's infinitely aggressive. They could do things like take advantage of counterplans and scramble perm out of them. They could outburst anything, and they would make it impossible because even if it's only functional things like scramble perms, they get unbeatable for the negative because it means that they could always perm you out of things. You can see they would switch the goalposts for what is or is not infinitely or what is limited intrusiveness. In this debate, they said they get one textual and functional, and another they can say they get non-resolutional, and another they can say functional and not textual. All this proves it's all arbitrary. I can see the reasonability explicitly on the T-flow and classified it here, which said they're infinite arbitrary theories that make it a little better, but one of them causes itself to try to encourage them not to engage the counterplan proverb and said to go for some way out. Now the impact is negative flexibility, especially against new affirmative when they concede you should inherit like negative because you're not prepared. First, the topic is app bias because conceded except for functional limits, which I'll answer here. There are no functional limits. They say things like the nearest person counterplan, but those things learn the permutation, and the examples they give are all counterplans, which alludes to things like scramble perms, etc., which proves it's only possible via our mechanism, which must have a some technical element, which only requires some functional difference. Otherwise, they could do things like we'll go for a part of the counterplan when there's just because the words of the nearest person would include the words of the app because they would just add two humans instead of to AI, which proves that those functional limits would lose. Either way, they need net benefits of those, and those things, the net benefits of those do not impact the AGIs far off. All of those means there's no functional limits. Either way, they consider the topic as app bias for other reasons. The overall majority of authors agree. There's no reason we should give civility. There's no reason we should give rights, and there's no consensus. Either way, logic. Second, if the counterplan does something different, I explain this above. That goes conceded, which goes with all the arbitrariness offense, which is why you should be putting your belt on. Limited intrusiveness is the aggressive. The NEG would always lose something. Going to accept real world. The only answer to debate is not real world. No, it may not be perfectly real world, but that's because of things like spreading, and not because of policy implementation is good. To try to do policies that are true in the real world. Now, that also going to cross lie that it's only about the mandate of the counterplan, which is conceded under perm of the counterplan. Anything could be a result, which also cross lies to textual versus functional definitions, because it proves that only the mandate and the action of the counterplan is what you should defend on. The text allows you for things like effects perms, which makes it impossible. Now, they're often say first they say things we do like first start China, etc. Those counterplans would not compete. The except the given process would include all of the affirmative, which means it cannot be conditional, or which means it would not be able to compete. Either way, they are solved by things like smart permutations. The fact that they are solved actually scratch that argument. They are solved by things like no benefit. The fact that they would be easy to meet with regular permutations that do not add functions. Second, they say banned counterplans. No, those would not be under ours. They say that the edge of the functional distance above. They say the U.S. is not a mechanism. They say we must err negative on all theory debates, which is this argument. The politics thing, this is not very good. They're no good links to the topic. They consider that it's still to the argument that no one wants to grant personhood, which is on the other flow on spillover, which proves there would not be spillover, and that politics is not a viable argument, and the not real world answered above. Now, the job of non-social actor is bad. This is obviously a non-starter for a couple of reasons. First, they can see that your theory, you filter the theory debate through, the competition debate. We've won can't compete because of the stuff above, so they cannot go for this argument. And the thing about can solve in the environment is not either way. Our counter interpretation was just that we get states. Yes, I said 56. Yeah, it's good. That interpretation is we get states, which proves it solves all the things that we get random actors. Because it's not allowed under our counter interpretation, so they not get to go. So they do not get to go for that argument. Now they say the NEG ground stuff. And you justify everything which was above. They say the NEG ground stuff is not true. Yes, it is. They consider this try or die for the negative on this topic because of how skewed the topic is above, especially because there's and all counterplans, which is more things. You can see the negative above. Now I'll do the no spillover evidence. One, our evidence said it would spill over. Our evidence says that we read a card that says it's on the brink now. Yes, Biden's doing things like cracking down, but we read a card that said reasserting uncooperative federalism in the status quo would be enough to spill over, which was the one AR evidence, the 2 and C Marshall evidence, which says it would be enough. They have no card for this argument. We do, so you should err on to this. Now the say yes debate and the 2 and C evidence, no. One, our evidence is about Biden, and that is a reason you should prefer. Yes, the right is not specific to the affirmative itself, but there's no reason why that means the federal government would not do it. They conceded that all federal administration would require the state's action, that it would shut down immediately. They conceded multiple parties say the federal government would be totally dysfunctional. They cannot do a thing, and so they would have no choice but to cave, even if they would rather not do the plan. It does not matter because the alternative is literally stop functioning and to cease to work. They will swallow the hard pill. They're correct. They cannot be at the plan, but took evidence that the federal will comply if funding is withheld from the programs. They say it's an abortion. Abortion, quote, goes beyond issues of consciousness. If it is true, they have skeptical the plan. No reason why the states or the federal try to push abortion through. It's also a new argument to be rejecting the flow. They consider that we read solvency evidence on this in the 1C, so they do not do any solvency evidence of the card. They say the no term case there. Yes, it does term case. They consider not being enforced at the state level, which is key. The federalism does matter. The issues are not deemed. One, if we have read cards on this, they have not. The White's evidence says that federalism is uniquely key, and they've not answered the specific impacts of our evidence list, so they cannot move that second safety act key because the plan is controversial. The card from 2012 does not assume current politics. Our evidence is the Biden administrative is uniquely likely to react because they know it is uniquely vulnerable. They are uniquely vulnerable to things like the states cracking down. People also do not understand the plan. It's not an argument for them. It's a reason why the Fed is more likely to say yes because they do not realize what they're doing, which answers all this. They would rather. Yeah. Back to the competitions. Now, even if you don't buy our interpretation, they still do not meet the, there are still a couple other technical concessions. First thing, all the answers from primitive growth across the line of the event would affect the rights, which is zeros, any conflict, influence, just broader. They can think there's no difference between that and primitive growth because the second part of the permutation would include during the counterplan or during the affirmative, which means there would not be a conflict. That goes conceded the latter evidence that states was trumped in a genuine policy conflict the perm would vaporize any opposition because the thing they include is a broader term. So i.e. if they are right, it is functionally it is a legitimate permutation. That is because it does broader things which would include the permutation, and they conceded the argument. That's also the Gardner evidence is that the image will be mutual agreement, which is different from strong defiance. Obviously, I have to go for the perm. Conceded the perm growth interval supply. You conceded multiple framing issues. Arbitrariness, drop. The air neg and all theory questions, drop. Filter through perm the counterplan, drop. Any offense they have, is answer better.
All right, we have 2:55. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going you wouldn't have that. Okay, that's fine. You got 610, yeah. All right, that's I'll do it. Yeah, you just need to. Yeah. Advantage 1 or 2 really doesn't matter. Let's put it on advantage 2, the counter plan. So what did you say? I said advantage 1 or 2. It's like let's just put on advantage 2 counter plan.
A thing that is not the counter plan.
I think that's not the counter plan. Like case, you know. Oh, Is this stable? Yeah. It's no, because
That's the broken one. That's the broken one. This is that is the one I can. Yeah.
All right. Just pass it to me. I won't. That's fine.
Like
It disintegrated.
I think it could have been 6 minutes. All right.
I shouldn't have told you.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Is everyone good?
Yeah.
Okay. substance of the counterplan. First off, mindfulness are able to cap all the comics. What we said at the start of the regiment being conceived throughout the entirety of the main DC, were able to cooperate with you to solve any of the existential impacts in the creative journal into second brain computer interface, speed, broader use of Japanese things, brain mind determines all other balances power means when they see things like terrorism and disease, but they all concede the case solves means we're already able to solve the majority of the impacts of the risk of individual benefit is low. Now let's go on to the counterplan. The other issues for the use and the absolute question being from the QNR likes any frame like trying to negative, but didn't say why for expanders means we're going to win on impact rating. Topic education outweighs the reason why truth. Studying from this topic paper just for months wasn't because we wanted to have a topic that actually turns years to be on actual substance. The fucking absurd thing after 2 months of research on the best argument that paper was able to come up with was the NGA counterplan, perfect the African counterplan over other issues. That's legitimate. There are 2 key reasons how you frame this debate. A, background is non-existent on the model, along with the negative competition over the deliberate processes around the app, open to plug into all types of process counterplans. Think about this: there are 296 countries in the world. A counterplan to nuke any of them, and the plane, or only if the plane beats because X was good because it's generic for all of them. The 2NR does not get to get out of defense for this. Remember what they said in the 2NT cross-checks. The only reason the counterplans did compete was because they included the entirety of the text of the 1AC. But David didn't go for textual and functional competition, just functional competition. So a counterplan to nuke China only if plan would suddenly become competitive because it does not mandate the plan being sacked. He obviously advanced the plan on the basis of that it's nuke DA, but it's obviously non-true to the affirmative. You could also just not nuke China without the plan, which would solve all their problems. It's not education. They would be able to generate tons of stupid generics just to give themselves off. It's the only reason why this is possibly good is NEG ground, but NEG ground only matters insofar as it allows us to have valued-based discussions about the topic. If the name is constantly being able to skirt out of affirmative ground, the affirmative never be able to know what to answer. And the first is which kills Clash was the only reason why they would be able to get the impact after this debate. And the first place now, apparently, they would also be able to get any comments that control any actor, ICJ, ICC, UN, EU, South Africa, and thousands of international bodies for all fair ground, which means we wouldn't even be able to get the impacts or solvents together because negative would always be able to fiat out of those, especially if all they have to do is compete on the function. It means things like delay counterplans will suddenly become competitive because should means immediate because that would be heating that ground, which means they wouldn't have any form of ability to have affirmative debate. Now, even if you think any part of those 2 ARs new, there needs to be a structural frame for how you evaluate this debate, which is that David did not extend the same theory they read in the 2NT. The 2NT theory was given the permutation after contextually and functionally competitive. Now they changed to functional competition, which means I should be able to get new arguments to that pivot because the 2NT didn't say it independently. They are also wrong about arbitrariness. It's the only saving ratio is 2NR, but they didn't answer the actual arguments now said in the 1AR. Interpretation of permutations is not arbitrary. We are only able to create mechanisms introduced by the counterplan, i.e. something like having the NGA threaten it solves any type of infinite regressivity and prevents any type of retractedness because unless the negative introduces a fiatic mechanism, the affirmative not being able to read it. They say word scrambles, and word scrambles don't matter because it is about sort of the functional effects of those mechanisms, i.e. you could not take a multi-plan counterplan and then just re-scramble the words to create a new intrinsic term which means it solves the majority of their offense. They said it was trying to dive into the negative, but didn't answer any of the core generics now said in the 1AR, the nearest marriage to counterplan is an absolute cross. It's why we had to break an AFF as stupid as fucking mind blows because there's no other AFF that beats the counterplan on this topic. Things like right group with built-in uniqueness makes it impossible for the affirmative to generate linked deficits, which means the right groups and use versus tolerance question independently. They also drop that best solve any residual negative offense from the best and side resolution means the affirmative must both be unconditional and permanent means you're able to get picks out of that. That condition sunset all those things that should be affirmative must have a bunch of certainty and the certainty key, immediacy key, and fiat key words, all of which solve any residual negative offense and negative offense. And negative offense and scramble permanent already answered above the regressivity stuff. It was also answered. They say neg flex outweighs. You should not give them neg flex. So specifically, this topic is absolutely impossible for affirmative to doing. Every single impact is far too far off for you to get into a link to a solvency deficit. Even things like politics is something become a lot smarter on this topic when the politics is being rated against something like AGI or mind blows. It means you should be incredibly skeptical that the negative is able to get any sort of any reason why the negative is screwed on this topic. Consider reasonability flows affirmative. It means you have an arbitrary low bar for determining whether or not the affirmative has to compete with the counterplan to incentivize good class debates. That was the word on reasonability to AC, which means reasonability is just another reason why you should have an arbitrary low bar to vote from here. The no functional limit stuff, they just repeated what they already said. They see there was outside bias, but didn't actually explain it just because we speak last week with the blogs how debate works. Just man is bad. They see there's zero consensus over what permutations are. It doesn't matter if there's consensus. Permutation debate is a question of models and theory, which means as long as we win, this is a good model of competition, we should be able to win independently. At worst, we just vote those down and other types of ground. They see it's logical, it's not logical. Logical policymaker would obviously be able to do the affirmative and also threaten the U.S. over anything else. Now, anything else, please concede anything is good. Theory which becomes human competition. We already said the counter-interpretation takes, so I'm not going for that part. I found it. It's not try or die. Trying has to matter. If we win zero, their internal links to spill over, and the Fed wouldn't follow on, then it's try or die to a point now extinction. 2, there's a reason the 1 AR didn't read more impact defense. Both their impact cards completely highlighted shit, disjuncted, and not talking about what's occurring in the US. Another unclear warrant, highlight for extinction, just laundry list one-liners. Kids all happens faster. They drop mind cloaks in 6 years. And if there are no evidence about laundry list scenarios, they also drop stay no. Mind cloaks is fucking insane. No one wants to do it because giving rights to crazy rebels and to see evidence that states could fund the Fed, but obviously the federal government has auto revenues and assumes how insane the plan is. Yeah, the 1 AR cards are absolutely qualified to be tied to such contentious issues like abortion. The federal government be unwilling to provide on those because it would force them to take a stand on that, or do things like fetal birth, which means it also answers their Biden war because it would never want to be able to give a precedent that will allow fetal rights, which is why fiat is key. They also have 2 cards for this spillover stuff. It doesn't have a single warrant for future spillover. It's solely about ongoing, uncooperative federalism. It's not producing doing over the AFF, not spillover. Mind close is an irrelevant industry, and if they win, say yes, then it also means no spillover because the 1 EC wasn't important enough. 2 EC spillover evidence gives numbers for us. It says Biden has massively expanded state sovereignty because COVID economic powers and other issues and those who are just research is spillover no more. They have no established threshold for the threshold of a full argument. You shouldn't get it, even if the federal for all the negative zero evidence, a single instance of policy would be sufficient to reverse the last 50 years of federal imbalance.
I'm sitting there.
Yeah. Just make sure. Can you send me the document cards? Yeah, I don't want. Do you want the first one? No. Okay, then perfect. I don't need you to send me as long as you do more stuff.
Now you talk.
Oh, I'm gonna include. You should include the 2s. Sure. Will you grab that from me? You got it. Slacking over the everything for the last.
Honestly, this is their card. They'll include it in the card.
Yeah,
it's obvious.
Yeah, you should say all costs for this. Just want to be sure that you tell me it's good. Just send it to me. You slacking? App docs this time.
You want to send the plan?
Yeah.
What'd you say? I know, I'll talk. Tell us. I just gotta open source. Really? Yes.
Oh, I can see. Yeah. I've not heard of that. You guys want a doc or is it good if it's in the body?
Yeah,
It's-
I got the text. fine.
It's just the text.
Yeah, fine.
Y'all don't care. You just. David, you just stand back.
Thank you.
Should you maybe clarify that you
I think it's fine. Okay, who cares? Well, they went for functional competition, so the extra, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. It's fine. Okay, yeah. Yes.
I think a B.
No, I know. It's right there.
Just, oh, you want me to ask? You want me to ask? Exactly.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Are you looking for a stand?
I'm looking for a charger, actually. Here it is.
A lot of lost things in this.
Right, I bet. But actually, if there is a stand here, it probably belongs to Wyoming.
Yeah, that one's right there. It's totally broken.
Yeah, that's not Wyoming. I'll come.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, no, totally. No worries.
You won't believe you're gonna lie. There's food in the middle of the choosing. Yeah. You put it down. Big rice or something. Put it down. Yeah, not actually. So we gotta do. How do you see? Yeah, yeah, this is. See. Oh, wait. Oh, right, yeah, that's. Tiger cans are done. At 6. See, if we're into this challenge. If we're into the challenge, tiger cans are done. At 6. Oh, it says no, which one? Yeah. It's actually it's actually yeah, this one costs or it is. Oh, yeah, they like lemon. It looks sounds good. Was that you? Oh. You know, get secure stuff. They're very back. Yeah, that's right.
Aaron, I just sent you the, I just want to buy those right now, or obviously. Yeah.
David.
I texted her, but I don't know where she is.
Congratulations to both sides for making it to the elims of the NDT. The decision is a 5-0 for the affirmative. Textually legitimate, but not functionally one. So most of the scramble examples that you're doing don't make a ton of sense to me. It would make me hope if instead you gave a set of examples of like permutation due to plan and Congress should act would be allowed against any advantage counterplan and presumably would solve politics that benefit. Permutation due to plan, the courts should not overrule would theoretically be legitimate against any counterplan that has fiat, which would eliminate spillover, et cetera, et cetera. So like accepting functions becomes very silly. I think they have the arguments about it's not arbitrary because you're the one that introduced it. Anything else makes the NEG too far. They have a list of counterplans that you're able to get. I think they're doing a fine job explaining. I don't think reasonability helps the negative because the permutation is certainly not unreasonable. The negative flexibility arguments, I think you take it way too far. And I think the AFF has a bunch of examples of counterplans that, you allow that are pretty valid. I'm sure just like the DA counterplan. I don't know. I think it would be general help people if they were like looking up on the debate was occurring because like I'm not gonna speak for everyone, but like the two of us weren't flowing much of the way around the DA. I got my points on that.
Yeah, it was hard. We should just. I kind of realized that, but at that point it was just like I couldn't.
Yeah, like I only have the words like impact does not say extinction, and then Montoya.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, but I thought y'all debated like really, really well. So like I don't think this being a 5-0 is like y'all didn't debate well or anything like that. Y'all were awesome. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, how much do you all want?
Yeah, all of it.
All of it?
Yeah.
I'll go next. I started on the net benefit business, although I think that like I'm in a fugue state, so I admittedly could be completely wrong about this, but I do think that they didn't answer your substantive argument that like the firm that they went for is perceived the same way as Home Depot, and they didn't answer like the other shit about Home Depot, meaning it is not perceived as conflictual, so it doesn't all spill over. However, the thing that I voted on is apparently after 6 years, if we go that, there are going to be no problems anymore. So that makes the bar pretty high, obviously, for your net benefits, but it's certainly for you to win, like, the degree of solvency that would be necessary for me to just, like, categorically not care about that. It would obviously subsume whatever is going on in your impact evidence, which, like, I went back and reread to some degree to try to figure out, like, is there stuff that you have a clear, sufficient, necessary internal link threshold to, so it's like, and then you, like, don't because you have this, like, smattering laundry list and stuff, as the app correctly frames, so I kind of think after 6 years when we develop these alignments or whatever, I'm not really worried about anything that the counterpoint is doing. You don't really have any time frame business going on. So the amount of mitigation that I have to conclude about that benefit and the amount of solvency that I have to conclude exists really, really low. So net benefit is primarily mitigated for me by no spillover. 2NR quite light on that component. You did like extend the card that you had. I went back and reread the card that you had. It does say that states need to reassert themselves, but the way that 2AR counterframes that evidence is by basically saying that it's advocating for states to reassert themselves across a bunch of areas rather than making a predictive argument that a reassertion of state power in one area that results in a reassertion of state power in a bunch of other areas. AFF has this argument that's like going to be super controversial. There's a bunch of established doctrine. The fact that there's a momentum to reassert federal policy during COVID demonstrates that there's a will for the federal government to inject itself into state affairs. All of that demonstrates that there's a grinding institutional barriers which still order to occur that would prevent the kind of bottom-up regulatory innovation that internet benefits is required to solve all these problems, which I'm not convinced are coming that soon anyway. Say no argument, that one is much more heavily in your direction in order for you to win is absolute. I think a lot more framing on just like counterplan, unprecedented volume of leverage, counterplan, threat interacts with perception of public support, which interacts with all the arguments about backlash. Basically abuse the insane nature of what the counterplan is proposing to a greater degree to basically say, look, like, this is actually way better than our evidence suggests. Like, you might read our evidence and be like, oh, this is like, it's like making hedge predictive claims, but that's because it's talking about normal shit. Our counterplan is crazy, so all that doesn't apply. And like, maybe go a little bit more into the description of like, what would the world of say no look like? Does that mean perpetual non-cooperation? Like the government is just like literally dysfunctional forever until they recognize rights to mind clones? Like maybe the initial reaction will be this culture war thing that the app is describing, but after a while, So I think risk of say no because strength of backlash significant. Last thing I will say, holy shit, you all are awesome. You represent everything that is really, really cool about debate. I enjoyed judging you over the course of many years, like across antitrust. I judged you way more on that topic than I think I did on this topic, but like you all always stood out to me as just like, you're the people, like you're churning, you're in the trenches, you always have parts about everything, you have specific stuff to say. It's like, we broke new acts against you, you had specific stuff to say every time. It was like, a scary team to debate, always punched above your weight, like phenomenal. You should be proud of a fantastic career.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to reiterate where Truth just left off. Like, I remember you were my last, Kelly. It's been quite a while, but it's been very, very fun. And I'm glad watching you. Blind check term is not functionally intrinsic. It just stops before the part where the counterplan gets to emulated brains. The place where I disagree with Truth is on why it doesn't link to the reasons that term you both link. And I hesitated a lot, probably most, on this question, for similar reasons that Truth ultimately concluded that it did link, which is that I think the 2AR doesn't package the reasons that it doesn't very clearly, and certainly not like right after extending the term, but there is, to explain why I don't think it links, it doesn't zero the conflict, it doesn't do broader, it does vaguer, and thus could still conflict or be perceived as conflicting. I think the 2AR are that there's a lack of a clear threshold in the evidence and that frame. How I evaluate this comparison is a very good arc, and I thought it was enough for me to conclude that there was a risk of a link. Not a risk of a link. And yeah, it was legitimate. I can go into more detail if people have questions.
I don't want to belabor the point too much. I think the decision so far that I'm closest to is Klarman's. I might be more of a few state than Truth, but I had trouble kind of just understanding the 2NR's sauce on it needs to be both for those reasons. I have a whole thing about is the net benefit intrinsic? What is a function, etc. That I can tell you all at some other point, but I don't want to harp on stuff. But probably closest agreement to Klarman of the decision so far.
Yeah, similar to both Clinton and Klarman, with the thoughts about the permutation. Definitely want to reiterate what's already been said. You are a wonderful team to judge, and I really enjoyed judging you all this year. And Kelly, you have had a fantastic career. You have so much to be proud of, and we would spend last year and this year, there's a lot of time spent in the Emory squadron talking about what we're going to do against new guys, and last year talking about what we were going to do against the Kellys. And you guys are great, and you guys are what is good about debate. And just know that everyone here really appreciates everything that you brought and bring to this activity, and you have so much to be proud of. And getting to the elimination rounds of the NDT is a fantastic, fantastic accomplishment. And you should be really proud of it.
Okay, I have one question, and it's sort of targeted to you just because you've seen remedies more, but also I'm interested because of your facial expressions. I extended the, in my opinion, worst process counter plan in the block for two reasons. One is, you know how much they know. It's been like every 2 hours, and so like overcovered. 2 was Klarman's facial reaction seemed like not buying it. Do you think it was? But I do think the competition story is way better, right? Like, do you think I should have extended remedies in the block?
In the sense that, in a situation like this, you're debating a new app, things are getting weird, things are getting very weird. There is something to be said for going for what you know.
Yeah.
And you know that remedial statute counter plan, I gotta assume pretty well, based on how much I've seen you go for it. So there is something to be said for just being like, look, they may not be buying it, things may be getting weird, but like, I know it, I like it, I've read these blocks a million times, I know what they say, and that's what I'm going for. I did want to also say that I agree with Klarman, and this is something you guys should be on the watch for, is like, I really couldn't flow most of the 2AC 1AR. The 2AR was quite good, but I could not flow most of the 2AC or the 1AR. And if you would have stood up and you were just tell me what the 1AR said on the DA without looking at a doc. Like, tell me what the substantive answer to the DA was about looking at the doc. Now, you're a little dicey with nearest person and the text that you wrote, obviously. But the DA is huge, right? If you say that. So then your case defense is not great, but it doesn't have to be.
Okay.
So when you're in this situation, like maybe they're like, elims of the NDT, it's like, all right, we gotta make some bold choices. And the bold choice is like, we're gonna go for this DA and we're just gonna assert that the 1AR didn't say anything and the 2AR doesn't say anything either. Could you be right? Could you be wrong? Who knows? But to Klarman's point is like, you check in during the 1AR because like it's hard to flow for you, and it's hard to flow for us. So if you look up for 1 second during the 1AR and you see, and again, don't want to speak for everyone, but Klarman and I did not like flow like literally anything in the 1AR.
Here's the top of my flow on this ad. It's why and
Okay.
biological humans good that we will continue to solve.
And so risks. I'm just like 1AR was nothing.
We're so disjuncted, like I couldn't like receive a pause and just like know what I was reading. I was just like thinking.
Why do you say it like you're blaming us for it?
No, I'm not.
Okay, then the other thing is, let's say I do it. I think I know the answer, but I'm going to ask. I'm not positive. When 2NR do amend counterplan text, they said we get infinite, which means we can amend into 2NR judge kick and like really quick, just be like factually solve, and then judge kick means it goes way fast or not worth the time.
Not for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I assume.
I don't really care that much that you wrote the text wrong, given the way that you're explaining it, that no one is saying textual competition.
Well, 1AR said. If 1AR didn't say, I would have.
I had written down in the 1AR that you wrote it wrong, so we get say different things. I didn't have a lot written down.
Yeah.
So I had to we get the thing that we know because you did the thing that you did. But it's like I could be off base, like I have DA in case is fine.
Yeah.
DA in almost no case is fine.
Thank you.
I think DA in case would have been the way to go for me because what I had written down was from the counterpoint to 1 and 2 was just the plain text. If they re-explain it differently in the block, that makes it impossible for us to make coherent deficits in the 2AC. That was enough for me. But yeah, DA case would have been pretty good.
All right. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Good to be here.
Appreciate it all.
Good luck the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
Good day.
Thank you.
Good day.